This is the One Piece Podcast, episode 879 for the week of Monday, August 4th, 2025. My name is Zach.
And my name is Ed.
And my name is Steve.
And on today's show, we have a very special guest. He's translator for One Piece in Weekly Shonen Jump and Manga Plus. Everyone welcome Steve and Paul.
Hey, oh boy, that was a good start. Yeah, I was going to say, and Akane Banashi, and no longer Shohasho 10. It ended today.
It's a good thing you won't have to talk as much as you did last week, Steven.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you can tell. It's the hangover effect. I've still lost my voice from last time.
The margining of Stephen Paul's
I don't know if I like that as a verb.
Come here, Simba.
You hear other voices there. It includes animation artist and Lazy River Guy. Those are official titles. Mike Patten. How's it going, Mike?
Hey, Zach. Hi, everybody.
Hey, I remembered your
Happy
titles.
birthday, Mike. Birthday, buddy.
Hey, happy birthday, Ed.
Yeah,
Ed and I
you.
have the same birthday.
Yeah.
We're birthday pals.
Hey, you only get 1 week of celebrating your birthday.
Yeah, I know, and it was supposed to be last week, but the chapter didn't come out.
That's true.
Yeah.
Don't blame me.
Yeah, please listen to last week's episode if you haven't. Steven talks the whole time about volume 112, and I assume we did other
Steve
stuff.
may have had a thing to say or two.
Yes, about
to share with
baseball.
the class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember it.
Yeah, baseball. Go to hell.
Not getting back into that. And last but not least, we have appearing for their first time on the podcast. We have Kris Dobbins, animator, artist. Welcome, Kris.
Sonic the
Howdy.
Hedgehog enthusiast.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Of course. So we ask first timers on the podcast. Oh, now I made it sound like a whole. Their One Piece origin story. So how did you discover One Piece? Who convinced you? Why did they convince you? And what could we do to them?
One Piece was literally college homework for me.
Yeah.
I had a class in my final semester at SVA called Anime Wonderland, where it introduced us to like a ton of different like important pieces of anime and manga throughout like history. And one of my homework assignments was to read the first 3 volumes of One Piece and watch Strong World. So that was my introduction, and I was like, you know what? I really like this. I'm going to continue going. And it took me a couple of years, but I caught up, I think maybe like 2 years ago, like right towards the end of Wano, if I remember right.
Wow. Okay. Was that
That
2
sounds
years
right.
ago? Yeah.
What year did you take that class?
That was 2015.
Steve, did
And
you
you
find
like
it?
Strongwell?
I know we joked about it before we started recording, but your homework really was to have a good weekend.
Did you watch Strongworld in class, or did you watch it as a homework assignment?
It was in class. Strong World was the
Wow.
first thing we watched, and then he told us to read the first 3 volumes. So Strong World was my intro.
You're welcome.
Was that you?
Did you teach the class, Steve?
Was that you?
No, but I took that class, and then the teacher asked me about. It's like, oh, I want to like present One Piece in this class, and somehow, and I was like,
I
you should
remember
show
this.
Strong World.
Okay, because
So-
another one of my coworkers, I guess, on the Sonic comic also took that class, I believe, after me, and said it was still Strong World that he was showing.
Yeah, I think when I first like hooked up the teacher with a copy, it was still the fan sub. But I was like, but I'm like, they're making a Blu-ray though. And then I think I ensured that he had like the DVD when it came out. So
Oh,
Yeah.
weren't we? Didn't we go to Atlanta for like the dub premiere of that? And that's
Yes.
where we interviewed Ian.
yeah, that was like around
That was around 2015, I think, because I was in law school.
2012. No, it was in
2012?
2012.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
earlier,
second year of law school.
Anyway,
Did
not
Strong
important.
World get knocked out of the brackets of consequence? Yeah.
Okay, we'll talk about that later.
Okay.
Not get
All right,
into that
okay.
immediately.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
no.
All right.
No, I
okay.
just-
We're talking
All
about
right.
Kris. Mike.
But-
All right. Well,
No,
go
I
ahead,
just-
Chris. Keep talking.
I don't know if that
things
was my
came flashing
answer.
back.
There are questions, Zach.
No, Steve. What? Before we get to the questions, Steve, do you want to give a shout out to that teacher? Because I feel like that would be deserved if you don't. Unless I'm putting you
Yeah,
on the
let's
spot.
put Yeah, Keith Mayerson.
There you go.
We know you're out there.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
Dox him to everyone.
But I like how
I was about to joke that you saw Strong World while you were in college, as though that was going to you're so young, and then I remembered that Strong World came out at the start of this podcast when all of the rest of these guys were still in college, and I was like, oh no, this is much longer ago than I realized.
We had just graduated.
I was gonna say we were at least 3 months out of college.
Zach, didn't you get sick during Strong Week, or was that me?
I think everyone got sick during that week of recording like 6 podcasts in a row for no reason because we had too much time. Mostly me. Chris, the other questions that I have for you. First, who is your favorite Straw Hat pirate?
Robin. Without no hesitation, no second guesses. It's Robin 100%.
What if I took away Robin?
If you took away Robin?
Like Oda.
I would say probably Luffy if you had to take away Robin.
Okay. Should I just keep in the future? Should I just keep playing
that's
this game?
Unfair.
Yeah, let's take away Luffy.
Are you going to keep deleting the Straw Hats until
if I had to
says
get rid of Luffy,
no, I was joking.
I'm not. I want to know.
Okay, who's your third favorite?
Probably Nami.
All right, so if you had to get rid of Nami, what would you say?
Wait, what was that, Mike?
Oh, if you had to get rid of Nami, who would you say?
Probably Sanji.
And if you had to get rid of Sanji,
who's going to be at the bottom of this? Is the
too
question.
Much work.
Probably Homer.
Say that's such an odd answer. Oh wow, Robin's your favorite Straw Hat. What if they didn't exist?
I don't know why my brain went there.
Well, Zach, you're obviously in Dressrosa mode, thinking about when Robin got turned into a toy and had.
We had a lot of discussion about
We're
how
not doing steak and salad again, Zach.
Yeah, we had it very succinctly. We had a lot of discussion about how no one acted any different.
Stupid arguments on the show.
Oh my god!
I know you're a big Dressrosa head.
Oh, you know me. You know me. Chris, who is your favorite antagonist of the series?
Big Mom.
Oh yeah.
She's genuinely terrifying to me. Her backstory is I don't know. I don't know. She's just really scary to me. She's even scarier than Kaido to me.
Oh yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I agree.
Personally.
Which I'll tell that to a lot of people, and they're like, "Oh no, Kaido's so cool and strong." I'm like, well, I like Big Mom is absolutely horrifying, and she's just so fun to experience as a character.
I forgot who said that she's like a kaiju, but that's totally what. It's just that chaotic energy.
Yeah.
Unpredictability. And I even liked when she had amnesia. I thought that was fun too. What was the Lin? I guess it was just Lin.
Olin.
That was it. Thank you. They all had Wano names.
They had nicknames.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Well, I
so
reminded you.
Yeah.
What was the sweet red bean soup that she wanted?
Oshiruko.
Yeah, what do we call it? Spiderweb soup or something like that?
Yeah, didn't we have that on a mountain in Japan when we were there years ago?
We did.
Yeah.
Oh, what was
spider
that like?
egg. It was spider egg soup. That's what we called it.
It was like drinking. Yeah, having a nice sweet soup of spider eggs.
Yeah, that's why she really wanted it. She is that unpredictable. So besides antagonists and the Straw Hats, who is your favorite character in One Piece besides antagonists and Straw Hats?
Not primary antagonist, perhaps a secondary antagonist or a secondary, assistant character.
Obvious answer for me is Yamato. Yamato's story just absolutely hit me hard. I always get connected to those characters who their arc is kind of an identity is given to them and they throw it aside because that's not who they are. I always get connected to those characters, and Yamato just absolutely hit me. And finding out about Yamato was what made me hurry up to catch up with the series, because I was like, I really need to see this character.
Cool. Yeah, I feel like Yamato did do that for a lot of folks.
Yeah,
I mean, the pandemic too, but
Yamato's a popular third choice. I think a lot of people pick Bon Clay too. That's been another popular, not a Straw Hat, but their favorite character outside of the good guys and bad guys, so to speak.
I I have to say, I feel like there has like been a huge diversity in answers, which I think goes to show the great diversity of cast. The fourth question: what is your favorite story arc in One Piece? And we define story arc very stringently here. No, it's however you define it.
I think the arc that grabbed me the most was just the combination of Water 7 and Enies Lobby. But I also really enjoyed.
Oh, good. There was a right. We said there was a right answer, and you found it.
I want to hear the other one.
I mean, well, with my favorite Straw Hat being Robin, and those arcs being so much about her, like absolutely. But I also really enjoyed Wano. I don't know, like catching up with Wano and being able to experience the end of it with everybody else at the same time, along with like. It really, really feeling like the Straw Hats and Luffy saved all of these people and experiencing that in real time, I just got really hooked on it.
It's a great answer. How much of the anime have you seen before I ask the last one?
Bits and pieces, like some episodes, like I'll watch if it's like, oh, this episode is beautiful. Like I watched the one with Yamato's backstory with Ace.
Oh, that's
yeah, I'll pop in and watch. Like I've seen a couple Egghead episodes, but I'm not like I don't watch every episode. I'll pop in every now and again.
Okay. Yeah, no, no worries. I won't ask your favorite opening and ending unless you know those enough.
I mean, they could still have a favorite one.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I like We Are, but especially the 1000th episode opening, because like the change in animation really shows how far these characters have come since it started. But I get filled with so many emotions when I listen to what was the Wano opening, Over the Top? With,
yes,
that's a really good one.
That one fills me with so many emotions just listening to it.
Yeah.
Chris, did you watch Fan Letter?
Yes, I did.
That was great.
Yeah,
I loved it. Really cool. We haven't talked about that yet.
We have on the show. Oh,
I'm sorry, I meant Chris and I haven't talked about it.
No, but
we can do that another time. Yeah.
Okay. And you know Steve and Mike, right? You know them.
Yes, I do.
Oh.
Partners in crime.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just thought we should let that cat out of the bag, so everyone.
We used to live in the Skeleton District.
Yeah.
Yes. I won't ask you to divulge anymore.
Us, along with Josh, we're all ambassadors of the Skeleton District.
And now, now you currently are ambassadors across the country, I guess.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
In the
Garden
famous
State balcony district, Skeleton District.
Yep. Man, I hate to say that the thing I miss the most about LA is my beautiful balcony.
Well, I'm about to carry on the legacy, so don't you worry.
I'm very happy for you.
Are you in the same building that they would have been in?
I'm going to have that.
Yeah, Steve's actually moving into our old apartment.
Really?
No.
Cool lie, Mike.
LA, it's a small town.
Dude, you always tell the sickest lies.
Thank you.
Oh, speaking of old apartments,
it's a
Zach,
curse.
they changed the name of our old apartment building where we started the podcast.
Well, that's not Doc's our old apartment building.
Steven, do you have any former roommates on the show too?
Yeah, Ed.
No, Steven.
Oh yeah, Stephen, where's your former roommate?
My former roommate lives somewhere around the area.
You had Simba right behind you, I assume.
No, he's on the other side of the door. He had a little upset. He had an upset tummy today. So.
Oh no!
Oh, poor guy.
Yeah. That's, by the way, for those who don't know, Simba is a cat.
Yes. Not to tangent into a cat story, but Martha had an upset stomach last night too. I was watching a movie in VR, as I am to do, and I took my headset off and I saw her just throwing up on my bed. So.
And today we're going to be going through chapter 1156 of the manga, whose title I did not bring up in time because I was just trying to segue away from that story. We also have a bunch of pieced together. I will talk about this very briefly. Our Sungwon, I think, coaxed us accidentally into creating our own like bracketology thing for I don't like that word. For what have we done? Arcs? openings, and we're currently doing movies as we speak.
Yeah, sorry, I haven't been voting.
That's okay. Your opinions would have been the correct ones, though, so I do...
Yeah.
I abstained from a few this round just because I hadn't seen the movies.
Yeah, I did as well. But I'll say it has caused tremendous strife among the crew. We really aren't the same. So if you notice more tension than usual, it's because someone voted for,
We already ranked the arcs on audio for like
yes, but
10 total
rankings
hours.
are, I have
Multiple
learned, rankings
Yeah.
are very different than tournament style brackets because they're random and shit that you like is up against other shit you like, and
Right.
it like it creates some very weird kind of intersections. I don't know how to put it, but we've been posting those Ken's been posting those on our Blue Sky, so you could check those out. I also want to mention patreon.com/One Piece Podcast. Please join. You could join right now for $12 a month and become part of our Sticker of the Month Club. So, Steve, on Patreon, we're offering new stickers every month, and you get to vote on the stickers. And what's going on this month with all
That's right, Zach. Thank you so much for bringing this up. And I have all the answers for you. First of all,
Seamless.
I don't know what you're talking about. Thank you for everyone who upgraded your tiers to the $12 sticker crew tier. It's our new thing we're trying on Patreon. If you're not aware, last month, if you signed up, we were offering the Loki sticker, the Loki with the 1,000 Sunny that we did for the episode. What was it called again? 45-year-old virgin.
45-year-old minor.
Oh, minor.
Yeah,
close. That's what I'm saying. I'm like,
he was
that sounds
16
too much
years
like
old.
Sounds too much like
That
a
was 45.
movie.
You
but
must
now,
be thinking about the theatrical re-release coming soon.
Oh God.
Is there really?
Oh man, the time
It's anniversary screening.
Yeah,
Sorry,
has,
I'll
it been 40, has it been 40 years? So sure, go ahead.
Yeah. So August is the
Sorry,
is the
that
first
was my
month.
fault.
I just was trying to think of a witty retort there, and you know me, I can't do that. August is a new month. It's gonna be the first month where we're gonna be voting. I'm gonna post that on Patreon very soon, not to not just so it doesn't get lost in new episode posts and all that, but then you will vote on 2 designs. Pretty sure I know what those are going to be, but stay tuned to Patreon very soon for that, and then vote. And I think we'll just leave that poll up for most of the month, but I think kind of once it hits a certain threshold, we'll probably know what design we're going to go with. So if you're in the $12 tier, stay tuned for that. And if you're not, might be something you're interested in, and upgrade. Kick us back a little bit more money and you get a sticker.
Yeah. And I know you sold the stickers that we are giving away to the July patrons, the 45-year-old minor that we talked about with Loki and the Sunny at Anime Expo, right?
I did, yeah. So, but this would be the first time we're offering it to people that, outside of the Los Angeles area. So,
does anyone live outside of or has anyone not lived in the Los Angeles area? I'd be hard pressed to find someone outside of the Skeleton District, right, Mike?
Yeah, it's hard to find. you got to go to
look for the balcony.
Look for the balcony. Yeah.
Why do I do this to myself? So patreon.com/One Piece Podcast. We're gonna get into some manga right after this. Hey everyone, I lied. That's what I always say at the beginning of segments. This is the news segment, the segment we totally do all the time on its own.
Cool lie, Zach.
Mike, you're just
had
such
to
a
make
good
up a new
wingman
segment
here.
when you could have just spliced this in.
No, we're making up a new segment. We're doing it. Music, I assume, the whole thing. Extra work for Delaney. Here it
The
is.
News Express with Firecrouch.
Don't do this to us, Dad. So we got, you wanted news? We got news. First, I think the biggest news of the week just happened like an hour or two before recording. The newest opening, which premieres next week as of so it's the the 10th, I think, or the 9th, depending on your time zones, is coming out. Is the trailer for that is out. I am really good at speaking. It's called Carmine by L Garden.
Hey, Carmine.
Yeah, Carmi, I assume. You could. It sounded
Was it like the die?
Did anyone listen to it, and does anyone have any thoughts on it?
I listened to the little trailer thing, which is very funny because it starts off by saying like the Mugiwara Pirates Zettai Zetsume, which is Sam's favorite, like a desperate situation phrase that appears in like 20 different episode titles. But yeah, it's it's a rock song. Like this was interesting to me because I remember, so L Garden is like a band that's been around since like the 2000s or like the late 90s or something like that. And I remember them in the 2000s because they were not like a J-rock band in the typical sense of like they weren't like Larkin Seal or Malice Miser or one of those like Visual K bands. They were more like a punk band, or like a hard rock or something like that. And I do remember that they were kind of an indie band, but they weren't. They were pretty big, and so I remember a lot of people talking about them all the time. But they were like too mainstream for me because I was I was a cool misanthrope back in the 2000s. And
I've always said this about you, Steve.
Yeah, I know it's not shocking to anyone. But yeah, so it was kind of like, whoa, that band, like I've heard of that band. So yeah, here they are on One Piece. I believe it said this is their first like anime like opening that they wrote for this, like specifically for the show or something like that. So
for
yeah.
a show,
yeah, like they like if they have been in any other anime, which I don't know, it would have been like just licensed, like a single that they already
an
had,
album
so.
track.
Right, exactly. But
wow, that's
fresh.
really cool. That's amazing. Yeah,
Cool.
I was thinking that it sounded almost like the Pillows because they're also not very popular in Japan.
Well,
yeah,
and
they were
Pillows,
kind of
the Pillows basically. I don't know if they broke up or they retired a couple years ago.
They just retired. No, I think it was this year. But also I saw that they had just come back in 2018. They were like they took a 10-year, according to Wikipedia.
Well, that was promote all those new Fully Cooley spinoffs.
They made how many Fully Coolies?
Not the Pillows, L Garden, which is why I was comparing at them because it feels very similar. And they also apparently
L Garden just sounds like a fusion of two One Piece
Garden
story arcs.
Oh, you know what? Yes, it's
Savage L Garden.
Where did we first meet Dorian Broke again? What was it, L Garden? No, it's called Little Garden.
I thought you said Owl Garden.
But they did a tribute album for the Pillows, or they worked on they did one of the songs for that or something.
Where are the Giants from? Little Bath?
And they shared stages with Foo Fighters in Sum 41, so this may give you an idea. Yeah. Sorry. You could also look on Wikipedia and find these things. For now. So yeah, that's really exciting, I think. That Steven now has gotten me hyped, into not to use that word, about this. Because that's totally my kind of musical scene.
Sum 41 should do a One Piece opening.
Well, I mean, we had Avril Lavigne.
Yeah, be sick.
That was for Strong World?
Yeah.
Or Film Z?
No, Zed. That was Zed. And those were, the ending.
That was actually one of the few trailers that got taken down on the Weeb Trailers account, was the One Piece Film Z commercial with Avril Lavigne in it.
Wow.
Avril Lavigne.
Powerful lobby. Yeah.
Powerful record label.
I guess she gave a damn about her bad reputation.
Gonna let that one. Yeah.
Actually, I was at a restaurant on Friday night, and
that's really cool.
There was a sort of a reception going on in the background on the patio there, and there was a guy with an acoustic guitar. He played an acoustic cover of "Complicated."
It's pretty cool. Patios are cool because they're like the balconies of the ground.
Oh my god! I hate all of you.
Am I
I
wrong?
thought
Am
you
I
were
wrong?
especially
going to
like-
say he's going to hit us with an acoustic of We Are.
Speaking of Los Angeles, there's no transition there. The One Piece Cafe officially opened. They were open, but their grand opening was on August 2nd, and they gave out a bunch of merch.
And this is in
stuff.
Los Angeles. Where in Los Angeles is this?
Yeah, Steve, weren't you there? Didn't we? Did you talk about this on the podcast? Because I know you got to get in
Yeah.
early, right?
Yeah, because I went to like a soft opening.
Did you get a
But,
tote bag?
No.
Well, you
Did you get?
Yeah,
Did you get a card? Did you ask to get a tote bag?
Yeah, they should have had baseball cards.
Yeah.
I still have my book off tote bag that I got from the last time I was in Little Tokyo.
I want to be known that we did try to get our cards and we asked. So,
I haven't listened to the episode yet, so I'm sorry that this happened to you, Steve.
But no,
I hate
Steve,
baseball.
yeah, I
Steve,
get it.
I know no one could see it right now, but I live for the face that you just gave me, and that just sustains me
It's the one you
for
deserve.
at least another
Zach,
hour.
didn't you say this was the most George Costanza story that Steve's ever told?
No,
So far.
George. Okay, I didn't say that, but someone, I forgot who said that last week. But yes, I
Someone
do
said
agree.
that.
It was
Someone
Delaney.
did.
yeah.
Yeah, okay, that is Delaney. Yeah, don't
But yeah,
don't credit
it's
me for Delaney.
it's fully open now. It's weird because I was in Little Tokyo fairly recently, and there were people lined up before the official opening. But now it's just, guess it's just it's there now. So if you're in the area, yeah, go check it out. But expect to wait in a line. Seems like it's always out the door. So
Again, no way to transition into this. The OPLA Lego sets are out. Has anyone actually purchased it yet? And why?
No,
I
I've seen a little bit of it though. Sorry to
I
cut
saw
you off
them-
here,
The
Steve.
live action, by the
They
way.
were
is what I
they were
mean.
on display at Comic-Con, so I got to see them in the little display case, which
How'd they look?
looked good. The big one is it Baratie or is it Arlong Park?
Baratier is the biggest.
Baratie is the biggest one. That one looked
well,
really
in terms of
cool.
like, I think scale, but I think the Arlong Park one's pretty tall.
Okay, yeah,
Sorry,
there
Steven.
was one
You
that
would
was
know,
like
you saw it.
$300 or $400. You know, the big one of the group that they're putting out, and that one looked real cool. And the Sunny wasn't bad either. It was a little smaller, but
The Mary, you mean?
yes, the Mary, the ship, whatever. Sue me.
The haunted goat. The haunted goat version.
Just
of
a
it.
ship.
That's a
How
friend.
dare you?
It's a friend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they murdered that ship in cold blood.
Okay, if you
that's
asked
what
me
happened,
to list all of the favorite Straw Hats and then took them away one by one, yeah, Mary would be at the bottom.
Do you think we can put them in a bracket after that?
Oh, that's the idea. Now you get it, Mike.
Chris, not to put you on the
and-
spot, but how was your model building this weekend? You built a One Piece model.
Oh yeah.
Yes, yeah, I built a little model of the Mary and a big model of the Sunny, and it was very fun. I've never built models before, and now I found a new hobby.
Uh-oh.
I have a little Baratier that I built right here.
Oh,
I remember
that's
you building
awesome.
those.
Yeah.
What sets are those? It's for people who can't see, which is everyone.
I want to
else.
say it's Bandai, but I'm not positive.
Yeah, just the standard.
Yeah, mine were
models.
Bandai. The Mary was just a small one where like you could take off the bottom and like put like a water effect on it, and
Yeah.
then the Sunny was the big Wano edition kit.
So sorry, I this is only for the cameras on this call, but at Comic-Con I did buy this Mary.
Ooh,
Oh,
Bandai.
nice.
I've seen that one around.
Yeah.
That's
No, I just packed that one up. I have not built it yet.
Do any of you
Okay.
have the Skypea version of that?
With the wings?
Oh, I would
Yeah,
love
it has
that.
it has the chicken head and the
Oh,
wings and
man.
everything. I kick myself because I used to see it in the Burbank Mall a lot and just never bought it, and I can't find it now.
we talked about it a while ago. I forget the specific. It might be that set that Stephen just showed, but there was like an ultimate edition of the Sunny and the Mary, and like the Sunny had all the different little
Yeah.
boats that went with it, and
Oh wow.
and all the different transformation types for Mary. It transforms.
Yes.
They had a good model of the film Gold Sunny too. That was just like the all gold variant. of it.
Yeah, I mean that I care less about.
I do
personally.
too, but
I mean
I think it's
gold's
cool.
fine, but yeah. There is literally no way to transition into this, and feel free to cut Delaney if you'd like.
She did nothing to you. You don't have to cut her.
I literally don't have a lot of context to this, and I apologize to listeners, but I believe that the government of Indonesia has been banning straw hat flags across the country, which has been used as like some sort of
truckers,
like not just truckers, but I think it's being used as a political symbol.
Oh, have we reached Guy Fawkes mask level in Indonesia?
So I think we may have. And again, I say this having no knowledge of Indonesian politics.
One of my best friends lives in Jakarta, so I'm going to message her and ask if like she has any information about this going on.
Kris,
all right,
that is awesome. And we're gonna, you know what? We'll circle back to that.
Yeah,
and
let's
have
see
like
if we
actual. I will tell you, finding like real reporting about this, which I tried to do because there's a lot of like clickbaity articles and those websites that just say, "Oh, it's a thing, and this is how it, it's
straw hat." Straw equals straw. Hat equals hat.
There, like that.
Hey,
yes.
Pretty cool to have a developing story on the air.
I know, finally. I will say the one, like, I use legitimate, very, very liberally here, legitimate news source, which I think is government sponsored, did mention this specifically happening. So I do believe it is happening. I just don't know any of the context to it. So that's why I gave a big disclaimer at the beginning. But you know what? We'll have reporting on the ground. But we'll get to that right after, and this time I mean it. I'm not gonna lie this time. I wouldn't do that to you, listener. Well, I would, and I just did, but I won't now. Let's get into the manga recap.
That was the name of the Hopperoo again? With Hoppy?
I think it might have just been Hoppy.
The Great
What are
Gazoo.
you talking about?
The Great Gazoo's funny.
This is the manga recap for chapter 1156, Idols. You can read this chapter and all chapters as soon as they come out from shonenjump.viz.com and mangaplus.shueisha.co.jp. Ed, let's start on the cover of Shonen Jump. Maybe we should do the Japanese version. I don't know if you have that.
Yeah, that's the one I'm looking at. It's in our Discord chat, but yeah.
Everyone check that out.
It's a it's like a Pokemon tie-in with the stars of Shonen Jump and a bunch of Pokemon. I can see on the cover here. I think that's Chikorita and Totodile and Pikachu, obviously. And if you look at the other, on the back side of the cover, there's a Clefairy and a Wobbuffet and a Gengar.
Yeah, looking at
Are
this
these Star Wars
like,
characters?
Either this is like a double-sided cover or it's a fold-out.
Might be, yeah,
because the extra characters are all on the backside, but it wouldn't be around the spine of the magazine. So
yeah.
Steven, who's with Akane and why is it particularly?
I don't know. I'm not a Pokemon fan.
I think isn't it the Wobbuffet? He's dancing.
Pokemon
Boba
creatures.
Fett. Okay, there you go. Boba Fett. I choose to be ignorant of that. You know what? I would probably really be into Pokemon, and I'll wait until my kid does, and then I'll also get.
Yeah, you got a little. I think you got a little bit. My nephew hasn't discovered it yet either, and
the problem is
they're around the same age.
It feels expensive as a hobby, and I already have one of those. So it's nothing against Pokemon.
Yeah, just don't buy him the cards. That's all I know.
Yeah,
but this
people are
unless you want to
like
fight with a bunch of other adult men at like 7 a.m. in front of a Target.
I work at
Sounds
GameStop. Yeah, there will be people lined up about 4 hours before we even open just to get a chance at getting a pack of Pokemon cards. It is. They are vultures. It is insane.
The former GameStop I used to work at finally closed down, and like one of the signage posts was just like, oh, it was like farewell to like our our Pokemon family or something. Like we're not gonna be getting any more cards. I'm like, is that just what a GameStop is now?
Oh yeah, GameStop
Yeah.
is just like
Oh,
most
Steve,
of
was
it
this
now.
before you worked at North Face?
Yeah, let me post my resume on the Patreon Discord while we're at it. Yes, this was before that. Chris, you were saying?
Most of GameStop now, at least the one I work at, is selling trading cards and trading card accessories.
Sounds right.
Zach, you got to be careful because one day you're reading your kids' bedtime stories about Jack and Jill going up the hill, and the next day they're telling you, well, what are they doing looking for a cruddy pail of water? They should be looking for Pokemon creatures.
I was really wondering where that was going. And like a Norm Macdonald joke, it just...
Who the hell said Pokemon creatures?
That's like a New Yorker comic.
Yeah, it's like
or
a
something.
Ben
Chris knows what
Garrison
I'm talking
comic
about.
or something like that. 'Cause we would reference it all the time.
Yeah.
Wow, inside jokes. We never do that here.
I'm just trying to figure out what color the damn dress is over here.
I was gonna say though, this is the. I will say Oda, we know, is a big Pokemon fan. He still plays Pokemon Go, I think. As of a few years ago, he was.
Gotta have an excuse to exercise.
That is his
Somehow.
excuse. So I'm sure this was like a big deal for him.
Oda should Pokemon go to the gym.
Yeah,
Man, I'm with him. Same.
Yeah.
I hate the gym, but anyway, this is a big deal, I think. Yeah. Any thoughts on anything with the Pokemon and with the Pokemons?
It's the
I'm a
thing
dad,
and
I
the
have to call them
thing.
that.
I mean, I still like Pokemon, just not that feverishly. So I'm like, yeah, I don't know.
I think
brands combining doesn't phase me anymore.
True.
They put every damn character in Smash Brothers.
Detective Conan had a crossover like this too with Luffy recently.
Conan and
Goku.
Conan crossovered. Like, what gets better than that? You know,
That's true. That's true. You don't get better than that. I will say shout out to friend of the show Dan Dockery, who wrote a Pokemon book. Coincident, right? I think he did.
Mm-hmm.
What's the name
I
of
just
the
want to
book?
make sure it's like offhand. I don't remember.
Hmm.
Gotta
Called Monster
Steve
Kids.
them all.
Monster Kids, that's right.
Check it out at bookstores.
I
But I
better
was
make sure
gonna say
I actually said the right title.
after giving me shit. But saying it's really a shame that Pikachu and Luffy did not have the same face like Goku and Luffy did back a few years ago on the cover of Shonen Jump.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I also am remiss that didn't happen. Ed, what's going on in the color spread
Yes.
for this week's chapter?
Sure, we got a Luffy running in the middle of the page with looks like he's carrying a bag with like action figures of his crewmates in it. I think I see
No,
an
those are
Usopp,
real, I think.
Sanji, and Usopp and Jinbei. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Honey, I
that's-
Shrunk the Straw Hats.
That's what it is.
And in the
Yeah,
background,
that's
we've got Sanji, Laughing Gold Roger, Rayleigh, and in the bottom right, we have Gaban with a kind of a big grin on his face.
He looks fun.
You
Yeah.
mist one person, didn't you? Or did you?
Yes, you did.
Then Gabon
You
says,
did.
"This is the worst day of my life."
And Nami's also in the middle of the page as well.
And my question
Zoro.
there is why no Zoro's there? You missed Zoro? I thought he said
Mhm.
Zoro.
Oh,
I believe you're shrinking, my pirate king.
Tomorrow at work,
I love
I'm going to punch Scopper Gaban in the back of the head.
I'd like to see
I love
that.
I love the colors in this.
Yeah,
what a great palette.
I unfortunately, I checked my Facebook, which is the first unfortunate thing I
Oh
did.
yeah, that was a mistake.
Yeah,
And then some random Weeb Garden Central.
Is that
some
actually
crap
what it is?
page.
because
don't
I think
know.
they're singing
It's
the
just all-
newest One Piece opening.
Hell yeah, brother.
All these crap, just pages, and then just like I saw like just a tiny thumbnail of this color spread. I immediately went nope, and then just
Far
exit
out,
out.
man.
But yeah, it did not do, from what little I glanced at, does not do the colors of this one justice. This one really pops. Like, it's very vibrant. And even like the details too, like
day glow colors. And I like the idea of what's on Gabon's shirt. It's luau fashion.
Yeah, he's always been luau fashion. I also like the reflection of Luffy in his sunglasses, which I just now noticed.
I noticed that too. That's really nice.
Yeah.
I see it.
One of this reminds me of fruit striped gum.
Yes, I can see it.
R.I.P.
Nice.
I see
And
that. Yeah.
Sanji and Gabon are both wearing sunglasses because they're lovers. Yeah, just they're loving
With each other?
They're loving kind of men.
Okay. What about Rayleigh? Oh, those are regular glasses.
Regular
Rayleigh
glasses.
were wearing goggles, then it would be kind of like a whole power
He was
scaling
cool.
debate about how the second in command wears goggles and third place wears
But Luffy has
sunglasses.
goggles. I mean, he's
boy.
not wearing them correctly. First question. Why is Nami in the place that Nami is? What is going on with Oda this week?
Because she's enjoying a nice cold beverage.
Yeah,
She's also
hot
laying
summer day.
down.
It looks like she's drinking sangria with a straw.
Oh, she
The
is
first I
lying
noticed
down.
it. Yeah.
Mhm.
I didn't
I
even
am-
notice.
I thought she was coming out of
yeah.
a hole like Bugs Bunny.
Yeah, me
I was
too.
looking at it like, what?
Well,
why
what
are
does it
the
say on her
feet-
hat?
LaBelle. She's a big Patty
Belle.
LaBelle fan.
Hey, can you blame her?
Blame her, yeah.
I am thrown off because I'm expecting there to be a character underneath Roger with the way it's like set
Oh,
up
yeah.
in Zoro
I think that
and all
is
but,
Rogers.
but
crotch
the
there.
the
That's his
foreshortening
crotch.
the foreshortening be crazy on that because that's definitely his crotch, but with the scale I look down and I think it's just his rib cage.
It looks like his fly.
Like it
does
looks like
look
his
like
skin
his
got
Really
Right
ripped off.
emaciated, yeah.
Jesus
He's
Christ, Steve.
malnourished. I don't know.
What's going on? Yeah, no, this is a cool one. It's different, certainly.
Mm-hmm.
Chris, do you have any thoughts?
I love the colors popping out. Like you guys have mentioned it all before. I was just trying to zoom in and see what like the buttons are on Zoro and Sanji's jackets, but they're just kind of like little doodles, like a star and a skull and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Zoro's looks very close to that, like the army fatigue one that he wore, like in a color spread a super long time ago. Sanji with rings always is excellent.
Yeah, he's
in
not
my
a
opinion.
puncher.
Yeah, exactly.
It's true. Yeah, would it be a cheap shot? Yeah, the Nami thing confuses me because why specifically, except Oda being Oda.
What's Luffy running from, and why isn't she running?
His past.
Real
His
quick,
father.
my friend
Yeah, Chris.
from Jakarta just messaged me. I don't know if
This
this is
just
something
in.
I
Oh,
can
boy.
talk about
Okay.
here.
Here we go.
She said, yes, it's true. Everything you see online about it is true as well. There's also a version of the Straw Hat flag with Indonesia's 80th Independence Year logo, but I can't seem to find it.
Wow. Okay, reporting.
This
from
I
the
gotta
ground.
see.
Straight
I
from the
guess-
But saying it's true that like that imagery is like banned.
Yeah,
Wow.
and there's an
Wow.
image, and it's going around with the straw hat and the symbol of Indonesia's 80th anniversary of independence.
That's.
I guess
that's
the other
crazy.
question I'd have is how should we feel about it?
Yeah,
I just
know.
don't because
Yeah.
we don't know any of the obviously, as I mentioned at the beginning, we know nothing about Indonesian politics, nor do we claim to. I'm curious.
I know they're moving
What
the
side?
capital.
Yeah, I did hear about that.
Oh,
I think they're doing that in Egypt too for some
Yeah, they're
reason.
building a new capital on a different island.
Well, shout out to all our Indonesian listeners who might not be able to hear us.
I know
anymore.
One Piece is pretty big in Indonesia.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, it's very big in Indonesia. I do know that because I think like, not to really get off on a tangent, I think like one of our top listening countries, Indonesia, is up there. So
Yeah,
if you get a big hit in numbers, that's
She sent me an article that says, as a sign of frustration with current issues in the country, many Indonesians have started raising the Straw Hat Pirates flag instead of their own national flag, especially around the 80th Independence Day. This has caught national attention. Indonesia's coordinating minister for political and security affairs said that while people have the right to express themselves, there could be legal consequences if these actions are seen as disrespectful to the national flag. Meanwhile, the deputy speaker of the House called the act of flying the One Piece flag an attempt to divide the nation. The government is now viewing the use of the straw hat flag as a possible act of rebellion.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. I don't really have. Yeah. I again don't want to wade my toes into Indonesian politics.
Well, yeah.
When I don't have any.
Good for
when
them.
I don't have any context. Yeah, that's my first instinct.
Yeah, it's interesting to see this thing that's like a symbol of like rebellion in the series come to life.
Yeah, I wonder what Oda thinks about this. Like, I genuinely do. Because he talks out both sides of his mouth. I feel like sometimes with this kind of thing. Yeah, no, I mean that's at the very least very interesting, and thank you to your friend, who I'm assuming we will not name for reasons.
No, I won't.
Yeah, no, I was assuming, but thanks to them. Yeah, if we get any other news, we'll break in with it. We have developing news on the air. Yeah, so let's do some rebellion and finish out this color spread. Anything else? Anything else here to note?
Just I've never seen Oda use this many shades of pink and magenta. It's
Haven't you?
awesome. I don't know.
Let's get into the
Rainbow
chapter.
sherbet colors.
Ed, what's going on the first page of the chapter?
Sure. And this is chapter 1156. Idols. Idols like AKB48.
Yeah, idols like AKP. No, but Steven, how is it actually?
Well, so I was gonna make a joke. Wasn't that band that you really liked, Ed? Idols, the English band, or am I thinking was it a different name? I forget.
I'm not sure. I don't think they're English, actually.
Okay.
But I did have one of their albums when they first came out. Yeah. Okay. So back in this time, and there's a country in the background, and we hear, "We're under attack by pirates," and there's a heart emoji, and "Why aren't you men fighting back? You're useless." Back in this time, a group of idols roamed the seas, and there are people saying they stole everything we have, and the menfolk were no help at all, and there's a poor guy in the front here with heart eyes and a big lump on his forehead.
I have a quick question for Steven there. What is menfolk in terms of Japanese? I enjoy that turn of phrase. I think it's funny. But
no, it was just a way for me to to reuse the word men without feeling like you had just read it in the previous
okay.
statement.
I didn't know if that was an Odaism because I thought that was funny. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. They're too tough. You didn't even try to fight. How are we going to make a living now? Feels like this woman should be waving a rolling pin.
Yeah, it's very much in that style.
Very Obahan.
Yeah, and how are we able to... Come on.
Yeah.
You can make a living.
Even the Navy had trouble dealing with them, and we see some battered Marines with also hard eyes, and they're steaming mad. And we see a familiar ship. They were known as the Kuja Pirates, a band of warriors from the exotic country of women. The pirates were strong and beautiful and shunned the presence of men. As you do. And you get a Oda box saying,
I do.
Empress of Amazon Lily, Captain of the Kuja Pirates, Gloriosa, future Grandma Nyonba. And she says, "If only I could strip away this beauty of mine. I'm so sick and tired of looking like this all the time."
Yeah, this is a humble brag.
Yeah. And then the crew is like, "She's so adorably devious. I love her." I've heard this story before. "I feel my brain being bathed in light." And you get someone coming in with an armful of letters saying, "Lady Gloriosa, look at all your fan letters." Tritoma, what is that enormous pile back there? And there's a big pile of papers behind Tritoma. And she says, "Those are all for Lady Shaki. There's 100 times more over there." And this is, the person bringing in the letters is Tritoma. Empress 2 generations later. So this would have been the person before Hancock, I think.
Yes.
That we learned about in SBS.
Yeah, this was in the volume 109 SBS, which we were going over on Discord, since Oda kind of did an info dump of that of the whole like succession route of the of Amazon Lily. And so this was the one that we never met before, but she was between Shaki and Hancock.
Gloriosa continues on. This is preposterous. I'm the captain of this crew. Eek. She's like an icy jewel of fury. Yes, the true star of the times who outshone even Gloriosa's beauty was her first mate, Shakyaku. And one of the Kuchas is like, enemy ship approaching, Captain. Hawawa. Isn't that... And we hear, this thing on? Roger speaking, this is Roger. And we hear, oh, it's the Roger Pirates.
How could you tell?
He uses a speaker a little like Luffy-esque, like the how do I work this thing? Although it may just be, that generation.
I gotta love Gloriosa striking a pose. She's like, oh my god, my life is so hard.
Yeah. And she's got like the bee sting lips
too. I didn't look like this.
Yeah. There's definitely a portrait, a characterization of Gloriosa that we're seeing here in her the prime of her youth, which is very funny and kind of fits. It doesn't necessarily match the character that we know in the present, but like you can see how she's always been kind of funny.
She used to be much taller, but
yeah. And then she shrank.
As it happens, some women, they hit like 70 and they shrink like 4 feet.
Yeah.
You're shrinking, my princess.
My empress.
Steve, you could only use that home movies. No, you could use this.
I'll use it anytime I damn well want to.
Chris, what's on the next page?
Next page, we see young Roger. He's holding a
Scruffy.
He's holding a snail megaphone, which I think is a really neat design. And he's yelling, "Today, once and for all, you're finally going to hand over your first mate, Shakuyaku." And we see Gloriosa replying, "Why haven't you learned your lesson already, Roger? You already have my affections to return." And the Roger boat goes after the Kuja Pirates boat, yelling, "Seize her." We see a door get kicked open. The person kicking it open says, "Who are you expecting to seize?" And we see Roger react. And a bunch of the women are yelling with heart eyes. They're yelling, "Ah, Lady Shakuyaku." And the caption says, "Someone once said that her every move and gesture embodied pure seduction." And we see some of the pirates yelling, "There she is, it's Shaki! Flowers, please take my flowers! No, not his, accept my gift of flowers, Shaki!" And we see the flowers starting to disintegrate. And the caption says, "In her presence, flowers wilted and crumbled. Birds forgot how to sing, and the people erupted into fighting." And you see birds confused about how to chirp, and a bunch of pirates fighting each other.
That is very funny.
It is really good. Even the birds have hard eyes. That's
Chirp?
really good.
Chirp, question mark?
I didn't realize you're doing the thing. Why are you questioning it? You already have done it.
Birds suddenly appear over there.
It's like,
over
moo?
here.
There. How many Marge Simpsons reference?
As many as I want.
We see Shakuyaku. She sees Gaban and gives him a kick. And Gaban says, "When she calls my name, I lose all strength." And she walks over to Roger and says, "It's been a while, Roger." And Roger goes after her with his sword, yelling, "What did you do to Gaban?" And then next panel is just Roger on the floor, egg on his head with heart eyes, with Shakuyaku standing above him in a...
Almost indecent.
Almost indecent, in a very good pose, and he says, "Damn it, I love you, Shakuyaku." And she replies, "He, I love you too, Roger." And it looks like she's, like, putting him up against the lockers in the next panel. And it says...
Japanese kanban, whatever it is.
Well, yeah.
Kabedon?
Kabedon, thank you.
Yeah.
In the face
What?
of such beauty, the mighty made fools of themselves.
I'll say.
I'll point out that in that that impact panel, she is lighting up a cigarette there.
Yes.
Oh, she
and
is.
Also,
I couldn't even see that.
Yeah, well, it's hidden by her hands, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's making a little sound effect, and the smoke is coming out.
Also, I'm assuming he's still on the ground, and we're just seeing a tilted. What do you call that? A tilted point of view, but maybe I'm wrong.
You'll see in the next panel.
Oh, that's true. Well, no, you won't. Doesn't actually explain anything as to where he's positioned, but who cares? Steve.
So then we get this like really great close up here of Shaki rubbing, just running her finger up Roger's stubble here, and she's gleaming as she says, "But I will belong to no one." And she gets a huge pop. All the girls here cheering, hearts everywhere. And this is Shaki saying, "Pull all the treasure out of your hold." I think this is the women saying, like, "My soul is being taken to heaven," and I think meanwhile Gloriosa goes up to a stunned Roger. It's just like, "Don't you understand the honor of being loved by me?"
Well, history doesn't repeat, but it does rhyme, like poetry.
Roger says, "Out of the way, you!" Just like, "This move it, Gloriosa. I can't see Shaki." And I can only assume here this is Gloriosa doing like her best Miss Piggy.
Yes.
And then this brilliant sequence of 3 panels here. As Shakiyaku walks past Rayleigh, she says, "I feel for you, Ray." Rayleigh's like, "Yeah, what a bunch of clowns." But then she winks, and we get a little heart. It's like a heart sound there, in that speech bubble there. And Rayleigh is like, "Oh no, I like girls now."
He's like, "Wait,"
and we know,
wait, you feel for me? Wait, what does that mean? What does that mean exactly?
Yeah, I like
I love
that
that
turn
panel
of
of
phrase.
Rayleigh on the bottom there.
Yeah.
It is a great, and I like both. They're both good panels.
Was it
Yeah.
confirmed like they were a couple, or was it always just assumed?
Oh no, they're a couple.
Yeah.
Like in
Okay.
Yes,
Sabati, you
he
mean?
is her man, I think is what she
Yeah,
used.
I think
They talk
that
like an
is
old
probably,
married couple.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure like if it was confirmed all the way back then, or something that kind of popped up later, like when Rayleigh like came to Amazon Lily.
I think at the very least they are like loosely partners, like probably in the piratical sense, like this isn't.
Well, here it's just full on romance. Yeah, that is.
Do I feel
which
for
is
you,
it-
Ray?
I feel like, I don't know, like One Piece in like these last few years has kind of been like leaning more into like romantic relationships. It's usually
Especially in
stuff we always just see.
flashbacks, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, do
Yeah,
you think
but it's
love
like
can
stuff we
bloom
see
even on a
offspring.
battlefield?
No.
Yeah, totally.
No. I guess.
Yes, now out of the way.
That is a superbly hilarious gag from Roger there.
But the Navy is fast approaching, and everyone's like, it's like, come on, we gotta pack up and go. And I think this is the Navy saying, "It's Roger and the Kuja," and someone says, "Make sure to snap some pics. We can sell those."
I want that person to
"Knock it
die."
off. I believe this is Shakiyaku probably saying like, "Don't leave a single crumb of bread in there." The Roger Pirates are like, "Hey, at least save us some food." And then Roger's like, "All right, come on, boys, we got to cheese it." And I think this is Gabon here says, "Hey, Roger, that's Garp ship." And Garp says, "It's what?" And then all of a sudden he turns on a dime. He says, "No, screw that. Listen up, boys."
Oh wait, I might be gay.
Yeah,
It's the exact
I like
opposite.
boys.
Yeah. I like boys now.
But we hear, listen up, boys. We get this really cool panel of Roger raising a cutlass or sword up in the air, and then he yells, flatten them all. And I believe Garp is saying the same thing here. And we get these two close-ups here. It says, Pirate Goldie Roger, the future Pirate King and father of Ace.
You can see the hair. It's Ace,
yeah.
Ace's hair, yeah.
In that moment. But Navy HQ, Vice Admiral Monkey D. Garp, future naval hero and grandfather of Luffy. And what's just crazy is we've seen so many different variations of Roger and Garp now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Do we know what age they are at this point?
We
And
can
you
do
could
the
probably
math.
calculate, yeah.
Well,
Who
because
wants to
I
do
guess
that?
maybe it was the previous
So
chapter.
this was
that said-
4 years after the previous chapter, right? Because I think I was looking at that. You know what? I'll figure that out. I'll get back to you, Steven. You could finish up.
I don't know why Garp
yeah,
looks like Nightmare Luffy to me.
Well, he's
Yeah.
thick as hell.
Did you have any other comments on the looks?
Oh yeah.
No, like nothing that really needs to be talked about too much, but just like it's crazy just how many different variations we've seen.
Oh, sorry. You reminded me. Why is the mustache already on his Jolly Roger when he doesn't
Okay,
have facial hair?
I forget if I've ever mentioned that to you guys.
Busted.
I haven't mentioned on air because when I was watching the flashback episodes in the anime, and when the Roger Pirates show up at God Valley, and they have the Jolly, and I wasn't sure if this was just like an anime thing where they just weren't thinking, but yeah, now it's here in the manga. Yeah, there's a mustache on the Roger Pirates Jolly Roger, but no one has a mustache. Like, was that like the theme? Was that just Roger?
To be fair,
is Roger and Luffy's dream to grow a mustache?
First of all, I really hope that is true, and then he does, and we
Good.
see his dream come true, and then he dies.
It's
But-
not. It's
Luffy
not just.
liked his
It's
disguise.
not just extra long nose hairs.
Alternatively,
not
for some
anymore.
people, facial hair is just very easy to grow, and maybe he shaved it off. So I'm gonna try this now, and then it grows back later. I don't know.
I feel like he drew like a really good symbol, and he was like, "Man, this kicks ass." And then he started getting really self conscious about it. Of like, "Damn,
It better
my
look
symbol's
like
way
this.
cooler than me." Yeah. So on the next page, we see the Kuja pirates are making their getaway as as the young fellas here get busy with each other. And they're shouting, "Meteor Fist, Rampaging Spirit!" And they're using all these attacks and explosions in the distance and so on. And as the Kujas are escaping, someone, maybe Gloriosa, says like, "It just had to be Garp's ship." And then we get these little cut-ins of Roger and Garp
Didn't
going,
Shaki say when she first appeared that she had been chased by Garp?
maybe? Yeah,
I feel like that was something she said.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
I mean,
might have said like your
this is kind of-
grandfather chased me. Yeah.
Yeah, this has kind of been the story of the times that we're getting here. So Roger is going Garp, and Garp is going Roger. This is the part where you're just like, okay, these people need to get over themselves and just join the fuck pile, because there's way too much sexual tension in this chapter between all of these characters.
Yes, that is.
It
true.
is way over the top. And then we end with
That's what that song's about.
We end with a way cool.
Sorry.
So what is this? Is this like what will be later be known as the fuck pile incident? It's like Sengoku
I'm not
gonna
naming
talk
the
about this
episode
at a
that.
meeting. It was known as the Great Fuck Pile Incident.
I want to
And,
hear that with that Japanese narrator.
Yeah.
Wait, Steven could translate that for you. I will not.
Funk pile chicken.
And that's how
There it is.
that's how all the current generation of Kuja pirates were born.
Yeah, basically, yeah. That's kind of what we're getting at here. All the flirting of various types that is happening in this chapter. And
I wrote that down.
one of them here is this impact panel of Garp punching Roger. Roger's hitting him with his sword, his hockey sword there.
There's a lot
get
of
this-
black
Oh,
lightning.
that's a sword.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah,
see.
there's the hockey clash is going on, and the narration says, "Roger, Garp, and Rocks, men whose tales were spread as legends in the great age of pirates, first clashed here in their hot-blooded youth."
By the way, I love how he has a Luffy face there, basically, like the
the
Roger.
getting punched. Yeah.
It's fantastic. I like it. Yeah.
And now I probably shouldn't have to do this, but I'll point this out here because I did get sent a message about this from someone who was let's say confused. Now, listeners to this podcast are all very intelligent, have high reading comprehension, and they're also very polite. And I would have explained to this person what his mistake was, but he was also very rude, so I did not say here. So I know everybody here understands this, but just in case anyone was curious, when it says Roger Garp and Rox, men whose tales were spread as legends in the great age of pirates, first clashed here in their hot-blooded youth, it is not referring to this moment right here as the very first time that Garp and Roger ever fought. Clearly, they already have a working relationship. It is just referring to the fact that, as you notice here, Roger Garp and Rox, who is not present in this scene, so clearly we're talking about a larger group of people than just who we're seeing right now. The people who were the legends of this era. This is before they became legends. These are the things that they did that made them legends, and this is the era in which they clash and these legends were formed. So that's all that narration is saying, which I feel is pretty obvious. But I don't know. Someone thought it meant that this was the very first time, which I don't. Also, who cares? What difference would that make in terms of your understanding of the series? So,
just before we move away from this scene, also, before I forget. This is one of the few times we see Roger with donning the straw hat, because most of what we see is after Shanks is there. This would also imply, and I'm sure we've talked about this at some point, that Garp knew the straw hat probably had some sort of connection to Roger. So I have lots of questions there. But I still wonder, okay, so where did Roger get it, and what is the whole story there?
Right. Why is there a frozen one in the vault in?
Nah, that's not a big deal,
Yeah. So, anyways, as the Kujas continue to sail away, someone says, "Huh? Oh, Lady Gloriosa," and she's going, "Oh, thumps." She's fainting. And the narration continues. The Kuja, meanwhile, were tremendously popular and an indispensable part of the story of this era. These untouchable idols were the desire of all the salty dogs of the sea, and their bounty posters were traded for considerable sums. Hidden cameras and pursuers were an everyday problem for them.
All of the... Yeah.
And Shaki is holding up Gloriosa, who is clearly feeling under the weather here. She's like, "Get a grip, sister!" And Gloriosa's like, "Oh, my chest feels tight." And some of the Kuja in the background, including one who kind of looks like Aphalandra, the sort of half giant, maybe. So maybe that is her. I don't know.
Yeah, that was she had Nami's voice actress, I think, in the anime.
Oh, really? Oh, because they would
because
have
they
had
used
anything
everyone.
For her, do in that scene. Yeah, so maybe that is her. She's older or longer lived because she's like part giant or something. But at any rate, they're like, "Oh, they're so gorgeous." And later, when Shakuyaku took the mantle of Empress, her popularity reached heights never before
And she looks like
seen.
Baby 5 to me here.
Yeah, she's got the Baby 5 hairstyle in this panel, and she's got the cigarette too, which
it's
very
cigarette.
It's Oda's the different ingredients add up to be basically the same face and style.
I don't know. He's doing a lot more profound lips in this flashback.
Every
art
arc,
something to hold that cigarette with.
Everyone's getting lip filler injections. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, the last arc was all butt related. The one before was all,
Those are some cigarette smoking lips if I've ever seen them.
And I guess if you're power scaling the Kujas, you notice that they basically have the same effect that Hancock does, except she needs the devil fruit to have everyone fall in love with her. and birds forget
No,
how to
it's the-
sing and all that stuff.
Can you
It's the
sound
opposite.
any more? Can you sound any more like a modern day One Piece tweet, Steven? Boa Hancock's a fraud. She needs a devil fruit to do this.
Yeah.
That's what I'm satirizing here.
No, I think
so-
it's, I
okay.
think it's the
Sorry,
opposite, though, isn't it? Anyway.
Yeah,
go.
pure Gloriosa. And why don't the Kuja pirates dance anymore?
Okay.
Who's next?
Am I going to be the one who says that Shocky Current Day is a cooler design?
Better hair
Anyway.
these days.
I'm with you. I like the current hair.
Yeah,
bob?
or, I mean, she just looks so much more unique, I think, today.
She had, yeah.
As you said, the ingredients.
I was about to say she has the little like bat wing stuff, but then she does kind of have that like a little angel wing collar. On
she does
this
today.
suit, too.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And she did then. Yeah, it's just different color,
Yeah.
presumably. We don't know what color, but a different one. That being said, they have not ruined that character for me quite yet, so that's good. Let's move over back to Elbaf, because everyone, this is a flashback that Loki is telling in 3 minutes to everyone, and it's about his personal experiences over the last 63 years. Oh, I also have an answer for everyone there. Loki was born 63 years ago. It jumps to 56 years in chapter, I think it was 1154, and then 4 more years in the following chapter. So we are 52 years ago here at Ida's bar in Elbaf, where a boat capsized and Loki was drowning. And so some random schmucks here, let's say giant sailor folk, help them out, help Loki out, and they're like, as a kid, I don't know, was it even worth saving? Like just awful stuff. And that who I think this is the boat captain, Ernest Borgnine, I think, Steve, right?
No, that guy last week looked like Ernest Borgnine. This guy just looks like Captain McAllister.
Okay,
I love this guy.
He's an awful guy with a great everything else.
This is the textbook definition of sea captain right here.
That's a skipper.
What's the kanji on his?
This is what we call
arm?
a Michael character.
Yes,
is someone I vibe with a lot.
Steven, what's the kanji say on his arm? Sorry, I'm skipping ahead slightly.
The captain?
The captain, yeah, he has like a little something's right in there.
I mean,
Patch.
I'll let you.
Screen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is. Yes, there is a kanji. That's the fisherman, the fishing kanji.
Okay, I was not expecting anything more exciting than that, so
Yeah.
that works. Anyway, Harold is just thankful for saving Loki. He's hang in there, and Ida, being the true mom boss here, or whatever they call him. What do you mean you weren't sure? You saved the boy. He's a kid. What if Loki had died out there? And Harold's easy. Maybe Loki's decision to go to sea was ill-fated, and he should have died there. Well, no,
He's throwing his son under the bus here.
yeah, he kind of is. This is like he's had absentee parenting up to this point. This is bordering on bad.
That's how bad
parenting.
his behavior has been while you were gone.
Mm-hmm.
And Ida continues, so what? If you abandon Loki, I'll drown you 100 times. And Loki's like, I didn't ask for help. See, that's the attitude. That's why makes me so furious when people don't ask for help. People need to go to therapy. They can't just be self-reliant all the time. This guy is very forward-thinking, obviously. And yet wants to murder children. And Ida says, look, he lost his mom, who, to be fair, was a prick, and his dad is too busy to come home. Loki's just lonely, that's all. Shut up! Loki does not like being having any empathy his way.
Yeah, shut up, you hag.
Once again, therapy would help Loki here. As Ida's like, you want to live with us, huh? To which Hyruden and Loki simultaneously exclaim, "No way! We hate each other, but secretly we're brothers and we like each other." And Loki says, "Hey, you just want to pretend to be my mom. You just want all the money like my real mom did." And Hyruden, which is implied, Hyruden comes at him with that we could only assume is a toy sword, but might be a regular sword. "Shut up, Loki." Harold's like, "Yeah, you crossed the line. I know I said you could have died earlier and it would have been okay, but yeah, you crossed the line when you insulted your mother, your stepmom, Ida." And she's like, "You kids are too sweet." And a very cute panel here of Ida, feeling this panel almost feels like a pre-time skip kind of Oda-esque. I don't know, for whatever reason. And this is Mato, who I think is the current bartender, so I guess who took over for Ida after her untimely demise that we assume happens.
Yeah, as soon as I saw this character, I'm like, "Whoa, oh god, Ida's not long for this world."
Ida is.
Her son becomes a pirate.
Oh no.
They're gonna kill two moms in one flashback.
He's like,
Going
I
for
have
the
to
turkey.
I have to go now. Another mother must be sacrificed.
Throw it on the pile. This and saying, "Oh, why are you crying for me?" And it's like, I hate the way Loki talks to you, Ida. It's not fair. And saying this world's too good for me. Wow, you are gonna die. I love Ida. Stop trying to murder her. Oda. You know what? The bigger twist here would be her surviving, Oda. I'm laying this gauntlet on the table here. If you haven't already drawn the chapter, keep Ida alive. Just try it. See how that works.
Betray the reader's expectations.
Yeah, come on. I hope you send that message to him.
Yeah, maybe she just retired.
Loki's like, I'm sick of this country already. Everyone's so weak and wimpy and trashy. And if I'm talking to someone named Wimpy Hoshi later, you'll know why. Anyway, sorry, I'm doing a lot of tangents here. Want to be free. I want to be like rocks. And the Oda box comes in and says, "From that point on, every time Rox came to invite Harold to join him."
Sounds like a Twisted Sister song.
Loki begged and pleaded to join his pirate ship, but never got his way. And then you see, is this Rox saying, "I'm finally leaving. Aren't you relieved to tell the truth?" I'm sorry, Loki. I meant to say Loki. "I'm finally leaving. Aren't you relieved to tell the truth? I hate all of you too." I'm okay.
Yeah, we'll see you in the tent in the backyard.
You'll never see me again.
I hate you, Dad. Okay, I'll see you for dinner.
I wonder what they ate. Several months after the takeover of Pirate Island by the Rocks Pirates, and we're here at Pirate Island. "Hey, who are you?" "I want to join the Rocks Pirates." "Yeah, sure, everybody wants to do that, but you'll never even meet him. The Rocks Pirates are the all-stars of evil on the sea. See that fish-shaped rock up there? Apparently that's where they hang out." Two pirate goons point towards the fish-shaped rock.
Yeah, now that you say it, the skull with the bandana and the knot on the side does kind of look like a fish, a goldfish
that's
cracker.
Oda's,
a little bit.
That's where Oda lives, actually. He likes living in a place the shape of his head. I will also say now, I love this guy's design. Actually, both these guys, but mostly the guy on the right. John Lovitz now is, for some reason, all I'm seeing or thinking about.
It reminds me of Law's disguise on Dressrosa.
Yes. Yeah.
The Mario mustache
with the funny mustache.
Yeah.
Anyway,
"You want to meet him? Go on. But the farther inland you go, the crazier the folks get. Good luck trying to get there. I'll give you a little push."
And this old man pushes this guy with his foot, shoves him, kicks him even. Oof. "Hey, go easy on him," they say. "Huh?" As a hand reaches towards the face, and grabs him by the head, fully clutching him
It
like a
palms him.
basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah. We see Mobster Kyo, further future Silver Axe. And when I read this morning, my thought was, do I need to know who this guy is?
Isn't
You know
he a
what?
future
Now you
zombie
do.
general Thriller Bark? I think.
No, I think
Probably.
this might be the one who isn't.
Somebody in the Discord shared this morning that they were mentioned in a Sengoku line when they were
Yes.
talking about the Rocks Pirates.
During that chapter that
I
Steve
believe
and
that
I
was-
really
yeah.
don't like as much as every other person in the One Piece community, the bounty poster chapter, like 9 something. I will also add, Mike, I had the same thought, and I hear guests coming on saying that all the time, and I'm usually like, no, I know who these people are, but this one I was like, should I know who this is?
I'm
Yeah,
like,
the whole
who
time I was like,
who the hell is the Silver Axe? Was my first response.
Yeah, because
Cool
Steve
nick-
reads the
cool
manga
nickname.
and he knows.
Who gave it to
Yeah.
you? We soon find out that this is Golden Lion Shiki's rival, the
Oh,
Silver
finally.
Axe, and he looks cool as hell.
He's the
got big
hitman.
X's. Yeah, he's got big X's in his glasses, so
I do
he's
really
coming
like that
for you.
motif.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like
And,
how it's like, what is going on with his eyes in that first panel? Is he the scarecrow or something?
Mhm.
And people shout, "Ah, it's him! Kill the hitman! What's
this
Shiki's
guy-
rival doing here?"
Did this guy just like grow like 2 feet after his
Yeah.
cloak got taken off? Because he looked so like gangly before, and like
It's a
everyone's
heavy hood, Steve.
I was saying, like, even like a cloaked like 8-foot guy, I don't think anyone would be like, "Yeah, what are you doing here?
Yeah, heavy
Get
is the
outta
head that
here.
wears the hood."
You want to mess?
He's also
no,
like
that's-
he's hunching over in that panel
Yeah.
where he gets kicked. He looks like he's making himself small.
And you can't see how
No,
buff he is. He's got cool tattoos.
Steve is right, though. It makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah, he also busted his arm out of the kimono because like he's got both shoulders on in the kick panel, but then like when he reaches out with his arm, like all of a sudden then it's like a he's wearing a thin suit or something like that. And he takes it off, and all of a sudden you see he's like 2 feet wider than he looked originally.
Is that a thing that exists now?
Well, here's
In
the
cartoons,
thing.
yeah.
Here's the thing about rocks. The powerful figures drawn to rocks brought in other mighty types in their wake. Stay back or he'll kill you. And as they're saying that, 2 circles are blasted in the fish-shaped rock with a big doom, leading
I was
everyone to
thinking about how
go,
What's going to
huh?
happen in the...
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's okay. There! How about that view? Taking the sights. I think opening these holes was the right idea. Don't you agree? To silence.
See, you get a nice cross breeze. It's nice.
I'm with you.
Such a
Yeah, the
nice
property
day.
value goes
It's probably a
up
really good
significantly.
balcony view.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it looks like it.
You better believe it. I'd love to get a
Write it
gaze
down.
out there.
Oh God.
You know, for being rocks here, he sounds awfully like uncertain. Like he really needs a lot of backup from his crew that to know that it was the right idea. You'd think he'd be more confident about his choice.
He's just
Yeah,
fish.
like-
He's just
yeah.
fishing for compliments.
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, we all
Boo.
do it. I get it.
Was that a fish pun off of the? Anyway, Chris.
We see Rocks, and he's looking out on Pirate Island from the holes that were just blasted, and he says, "To sum it all, there's 2 devil fruits out there that I want. One of them is most likely found on Elbaf, and its power will only truly be unlocked if Harold eats it." And then we see Pirate Captain John.
Wait, sorry. So I start all sentences to sum it all, or to sum it all up.
As
The
you may
beginning
know,
of a-
as you may already know.
What are you, the narrator?
Just a quick recap.
And Captain John still has even pre-zombie, he still has the long locks.
I had to look up Captain John because I didn't remember him at all, and then I was like, "Oh, okay, now I know who he was."
Mm-hmm.
That's the normal reaction of not knowing who he is.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, good.
I
A
feel
total
like-
non-factor.
Oh, Captain John's ingrained in me just because of Buggy. Because Buggy wanted his
Yeah.
treasure for some reason.
And wasn't
He's
Zoro
got-
wearing something on his arm from like
No, that was Luffy.
it was Luffy?
The bracelet, the arm brace. That was
Yeah.
like the key to the treasure. Or
Well, to
something.
me, it's like it's just such a normal name in this series that like I completely
Yeah,
overlook
Rocks.
it. No, that's John, not Rocks. Rocks is the
Oh, my mistake.
But we see Pirate Captain John. He says, "After that, you want to find Galela, right? I only know of them as legend." Then we see Pirate Charlotte Linlin, future Big Mom. "I've got my information network on the hunt, but there's no hint of a band of frozen giants anywhere." We see a younger Whitebeard. He says, "If they exist, they're corpses." We see Pirate Strusen, Linlin's partner. "Good point. They ain't coming back to life." And Rox yells, "Shut up, we're talking about dreams here." This is a new guy who I like his design. Pirate Barbell, Catfish Fishman,
With the Fu Manchu mustache.
and flaming hair, kind of.
Catfish, yeah.
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 Plus, even if they were to somehow be brought back, they have no reason to listen to you. And Rox replies, "And that's why I need the power of Harold, King of Elbaf." We see Pirate Kaido, future King of the Beasts. Sorry about that. Don't know what that was. Kaido responds, "Can't you just suppress them with sheer strength? Same thing for Harold. Just crush him and make him obey you." Rox kicks him and says, "What? Don't ever say that to me again." And the other pirates yell, "Hey, knock it off, Rox." Kaido gets up, calling Rox a bastard. They're telling him to calm down. And they reply, we just got this island. You want to smash it to pieces? This crew is bound to fall apart sooner or later." Captain John replies, "Yeah, so why don't we earn a little more before it happens? Take it easy, new kid." Rox looks to Kaido and says, "Harold's my pal. If you say that nonsense again, I'll get rid of you first, Kaido." And Kaido responds, gritting his teeth.
Rock's pirates, stop fighting here on Full Let Island.
Yeah.
Stop,
Needs to
guys!
be-
You're gonna break up the Rocks pirates.
Gentlemen,
Let's
you
make
can't
it-
fight in here. This is the war room.
Turn it back into Full of Love Island. Love for your fellow man.
Full of Fish Island. Why was a fish rock?
It's a lot
That's
of
why I'm so
fish.
tired. I'm full of fish.
I love how creepy Strusen looks here.
Yeah.
I mean, What was
I assume partners in the non-romantic
who was
sense.
Big Mom's first child? Prospero?
Prospero, yeah. Yeah, it's interesting, like, so, you know,
I
she
did
says she's-
always suspect that Strusen might have been Prospero's father.
people have definitely
The way you
speculated.
say
we don't know.
the way you guys say Sparrow, keep thinking you guys are talking about Ross Perot.
Yeah, we are.
That's good. That's good. Yeah,
Get
no,
big
but
candy ears.
you know, Big Mom saying she's got her information network on the hunt, but there's no sign of these frozen giants. Remember, keep in mind that Big Mom's information network is her family, and
Yeah.
she's much younger at this point, so it could be that she just has a really bad information network at this point in time.
Yeah, I asked my cousin. He doesn't know shit.
Yeah.
Now that's the New Jersey Big Mom that I know.
little Sparrow, what can you tell me? I saw Shakuyaku and Rayleigh kissing, and then Shakuyaku had a baby, and the baby came out, and the baby looked at me.
The baby looked at you?
Maybe look at it. Who said that?
Oh my God, Steven.
All right. So lastly, we get a huge spread of the Rocks Pirates. They've already decorated the joint. It's just like home. They've pinned up the Rocks flag to the stone wall there, and they're all here. We got Barbell in the background, Whitebeard sitting there. Don Marlin, one of my favorites, with his gun.
Excellent
There's
one, yeah.
yeah, Wang Ji and is that
Shiki.
Stussy? Yeah, Shiki's is next to him, and then Stussy is sitting on the rock there. And then we got Big Mom, Ganzui, Kaido, Captain John, and little Strusen.
I love how Kaido is like the punching bag because he's just like this. Little
Yeah, well,
kid at
he
this
is.
point.
He is the new kid. Like, he was the youngest member, I believe.
Yeah.
And
I think it
was
was like
always
16. I think.
Yeah, he's like a teenager at this point. and was like, you know, kind of taken under Big Mom's wing, sort of.
Yes.
So
she is the One-san senpai.
yes, yeah, and that's kind of what makes their relationship interesting. Like when you see them interacting in Wano and stuff.
So is Big Mom then just a giant? Like, what is happening? Like, why? Whatever. It's One Piece heights. I don't know what I'm.
They're all
Go
really
ahead,
big.
sorry.
Yeah, this picture's crazy. Like this is like yeah. if you were
Whitebeard sitting
collecting-
down for some reason.
The picture reminds me of when you're like, and sorry, this is a very like narrow niche reference, but when you're reading through like a perspective book, and it's like, this is how you place characters on a grid so that
you
they
don't have to
keep
draw
the
their
same
feet.
size. Yeah, well, it's
Or
like
just no-
with the horizon line, you
Mhm.
know, those, yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking like this is what happens when like you're playing with your Marvel superhero figures, but you collect them from different toy lines, so they're all like out of scale and out of whack. So
Oh my
like,
god.
your
Yes.
Captain
Yeah, this
America
is-
is like a 4-inch figure, and your Spider-Man is fucking like an 8-inch.
Yeah.
This is my One Piece shelf where I have like the little SH figure, it's Luffy, and then a giant Robin in the back.
Yeah, I like it. The lineup is very impressive, but of course the important thing here is the speech that Rux is giving. He says, "Listen up, folks. Elbaf is the key to taking down the Holy Land. If you don't trust me on that, get lost. It's up to you whether or not you want to follow me on the fateful day of our mission. But if you got the stones for it, then stick around with me for a bit. I'll show you the peak of the world."
Well, I was going to stick with him
oh.
until he said that, but now
I'll show you the pirate summit.
Yeah.
I was thinking of that too.
Yeah, it was funny because he does say like the peak, like when Luffy had his like year 5 scene. I remember like I was like, I don't want to just use the word peak because it's too memey, and I think I had him say something like, "This is the pinnacle of what I can do," and then like everybody on the entire internet was like, "It's Luffy's peak, he's peak." And so I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna use the word I'm just gonna use the word peak here too. So there you go. Enjoy. It's peak.
Yeah, I guess it's officially peak. You heard it from Steven. That's the chapter. Chris.
I really enjoyed this chapter. I liked learning a lot more about the Kuja pirates and like seeing their interactions, especially like Roger is a character I've wanted to know more about since day one, and I'm sure plenty of other people feel that way. So every little bits we get of like his past is just infinitely interesting to me. And I've really grown to like Rocks over the past couple chapters, and I really want to see like what are the devil fruits he's going after, what happens to him at God Valley. I'm very curious to see where this is going to go, and if Oda's actually going to show what happens.
Any other thoughts on the chapter?
Not really. I just really enjoyed it.
Ed, your thoughts?
It was a good, really good chapter, really great. As you were saying, the inclusion of the Kuja pirates, it's important to like that they were just as important to include as a part of the story of this era, the pre-great pirate era. Oda, in his narrator voice, says that they're just as important as the as Garp and Roger were to the story of the era. So, love that for them, and we know Gloriosa had the love sickness. Maybe that's why she fainted.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it's the exact same thing that happens to Hancock. So
yeah.
And
Roger, similar to Luffy, is like, "What? Out of my way! I can't see Shaki." I do. I mean, I've always loved the Rayleigh and Shaki pairing and them together. So seeing that everyone was after her, but she was always winking at him. It's very cute. Love that for them.
Really, it was like, she let me hit because I'm normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, these idiots.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's more hints about Galila. We don't really know anything, though.
Mm-hmm.
Frozen
But-
corpses.
But yeah, the underlining that is interesting.
But it's also interesting to see Rox be like, "Shut up, we're talking about dreams here. Dreams are important."
It's also interesting that he says like there's 2 devil fruits, and he says, okay, and there's one that Harold needs to eat for the full power, and then they
And I won't
say
mention
what
the
the other.
second.
Yeah, I was like, wait, did we miss something? That's a little odd.
To sum it all up, let me mention
Right.
half of what I said.
Well, he must have said it before we got in media res.
Yeah,
No,
I
but
guess
he's in the middle of summing it up.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, and I gotta say, I love when Garp punches Roger, and he makes his like his face sort of like jiggles around. I do like you said it was like the Luffy face. Just overall, good stuff. There's more to this flashback to be told. And I do appreciate how much Roger looks like Ace, especially they had the same hair. It would be interesting if Dragon shows up later in this flashback.
Yeah, we feel like we've seen everybody but him at this point.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, we
Gangs
saw
of
the
Gray
all
Packers.
Pumas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mike.
Hey, sorry about that. I did like this chapter. I thought it was really nice. I like that how much we're seeing of everybody in these flashbacks. I wasn't expecting Kuja pirate look at them in the past, so this is a really nice surprise. I love the Rux pirates. I love that we're learning more about them, and I love that they're just this like really motley crew that feels
They're
like
chaotic.
they can explode. Yeah, absolutely. They
This
feel
crew
like
is
they
going to
can
fall
implode.
apart.
And it does. We know that it does. I want to see like what leads to that. And it's kind of like I like Blackbeard's crew a lot too, and it's for very similar reasons. I'm just excited to see where this is going. I am the line where Rox is like, Harold's my pal, I think like speaks a lot to me, because it's interesting to see that he's the one on this crew that is like valuing it, like valuing friendship more than anybody else does.
We met once, and then I go bug him at his house a bunch.
I like that. I don't want to talk about Rox's like lineage, because I know there's a lot of like talk about that going on, and I don't really have anything to add to the specifics of what people are saying in regards to like Buggy and Blackbeard. But I do want to talk about, there's like maybe like a year or so ago, there was a chapter where we got like a little bit of Rox like drip fed to us, and it was just like in silhouette. And I've been like thinking about that a lot, and I think it looks a lot like Luffy. And I don't think that they're related, but I'm like, man, if he ends up being like a maternal grandfather, I don't think it's gonna happen. But it was crossing my mind of like, oh, I kind of hope this doesn't happen. But
Well,
there was like,
if that were to be true, then wouldn't Blackbeard be his uncle?
that'd be cool. As an uncle, I gotta say that'd be cool.
Unky Blackbeard.
Yeah, that's all I gotta say. I don't know. I'm kind of just thinking. I don't when was the last time we saw because Streusen was another guy that in my head was like, do I know who this is?
Yeah, he was.
He's got the food fruit, devil fruit.
Yeah, he's the
Oh.
old guy. He had a chef's hat and gray hair in Whole Cake
Okay.
Island, but he was the guy who, sliced up the.
He turns inanimate objects into food.
Yeah,
Mhm.
which
Oh.
supposedly
He also-
tastes bad.
He also notably discovers Big Mom after she
Right.
presumably cannibalizes all her friends.
Right. So there's a
and
very
Mother
weird
Carmen.
relationship there between them.
Yes.
Which some people
Yeah.
read into. I don't necessarily know that they were.
Yeah.
He was the father to any of her kids or anything like that. But I don't think Oda's necessarily going to tell us.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that story is already extremely dark.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Of like the One Piece stories, one of the darker ones.
Mhm. for sure.
Yeah. Steve.
Yeah, this chapter kind of just went in a direction that I was not expecting. It kind of sidestepped a little bit and just had this whole little Kuja and Roger Pirate's little segment. It just felt like such like a segue, but it just felt like an event. It was kind of just like, it felt like such like a big introduction to characters. I mean, we knew these characters, but this had the same kind of vibes of when a character like first is introduced in an arc that's like a major player, and it was really funny. I think I don't know if the breaks have any part to play in this, but I think like Oda like really taking his time in the rendering of this artwork, like especially like in the pages I covered on page 8, like that close up of Shaki is just so beautifully rendered. The highlights in the hair, like that, you know, it felt like this wasn't like just rushed. Like this was like a lovingly crafted chapter. It seems like this was one he was looking forward to doing for a while, and it's just really funny, like seeing the antics. Like, yeah, like I like, it's cool when like, oh, and then these pirates showed up in the battle, and these ones, it was really cool. You should have seen it. I'm not drawing it. Like, yeah, that's fun and all, but then like just seeing these characters all act like goofballs, this is what like gives them personality. This is what makes me care. I don't care about how
this is what piracy is all about.
Yes, it's about family.
That's what the song says.
Like Gloriosa was like really fun. We haven't really talked too much about Tritoma, and a lot of people are thinking, you know, cute, like sound the Luffy's mom alert, because everyone is going crazy about that right now.
You know, it's funny, that alert goes da-don, 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 da-don. That's my...
Nice.
I mean, we don't know anything. We just know that she was the Empress prior to Hancock, who passed away. I don't know, but Steven, I don't know if it was like a mistranslation when Gorios originally said like, oh, like the previous Empress passed away, and I almost did if I didn't leave.
And Tritoma, who did die.
So then he just makes it wonder if she did like fall in love with a man but stayed on the island, died. It's like, who's the man? And so everyone, so I've seen some people think like, could it be Dragon? Could this be Luffy's mom? Then that would mean that Luffy and Hancock are brother and sister, and there's gonna be a lot of cursed shipping art out there.
Well, no, we don't know who Hancock.
Yeah, it's not a hereditary position.
Yes.
No, it isn't hereditary, and Hancock was on.
Sorry, I should have said like people are also thinking that Tritoma was Hancock's mother, but I don't think that lines up because Hancock was a previous slave who was saved.
She's also isn't she like
Tiger,
like 10 years older than Luffy or something? Oh, well, I guess they're maybe not twins.
That still means, you know.
I can't get over the Padme thing. I made that joke when we were talking about it, that like they were Luke and Leia, but
we all know all siblings are born at the same time.
But Stephen did say she does fit the qualifications of being Luffy's mom.
Yes,
she's
dead. Yeah, that's the only thing that
and a lady.
Right.
But now I'm curious to see what we're gonna find out about that character. This was just such like a minor Oda box, like, oh, by the way, that's her.
Yeah.
So
for all the SBS readers out there,
who
could just be like
you Empress, you know, Tritoma.
It could just be like Joseph Joestar's dad, where it's just like, oh, we gotta find out. But something's like, nah, he's just a pilot who died.
This is like when he introduced like Chaton or Momo Usagi from the SBS in the manga, and it's like, oh yeah, okay, so you get one panel of them in the manga.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
that's what I thought. Yeah,
I just really I enjoyed
cute
the
design though.
I just really enjoyed the front half of this chapter, and then went back to like, all right, more of the Rocks Pirates, which was fun, I guess. Like the Kyo thing was such like a head scratcher for me, because I was just like, ooh.
Yeah,
who is this man? It's like freaking
maybe.
Go ahead, Mike.
I was gonna say Kyo the Hitman. Maybe he'll be something that the series is famously known for: bounty hunters.
Could be.
And I realize that the possible cruel irony of saying this now and then like 5 years, because this series is still gonna be going in 5 years, who we can and all of a sudden he's like the best character.
It's possible.
Yeah.
The question is, how many of these guys are still alive? today. We know a lot of them are dead.
I'll
Or
call my
zombies.
shot. This guy's going to be the Admiral Maynard or Vice Admiral Maynard of this.
I think you're right.
This arc.
I think you're right. I'm gonna
remember
go
that
on
guy?
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Steve, any other?
Exactly.
No,
Don't.
exactly. Yeah.
It's funny because the inspiration for Maynard, that's the guy who killed the real life Blackbeard.
Vice
interesting.
Admiral Maynard.
Yeah.
I like it. He'll just come out of nowhere, stab Blackbeard. My work is done here.
I gotta take a look at this
That'd
guy.
be sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'm curious to see like where this Rocks Pirates thing is going, because I'm guessing the God Valianson is still like a little ways out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, so we're
couple
at
of years.
52 years. The question is, how long ago was God Valley? I think it was 40 something.
Yeah, because Kuma
Yeah.
was like a
I also got to say, I'm
Yeah,
enjoying
big team.
Gloriosa's sort of weariness of like, I'm too beautiful. It's causing so many problems. I wish I could not be beautiful anymore.
Yeah.
38
sick
years ago.
Sick and tired of looking like this all the time.
Yeah. Give it time.
Yeah.
God Valley was
Yes.
38. was
Because I
38
also
years ago,
suspect
so-
her of being Yamato's mother sometimes.
Oh, then Yamato better enjoy being like 9 foot tall now, because then they're gonna like turn into like Yoda. When they get older.
Okay, that would be pretty fantastic, actually.
I'm curious. Oh, I guess I have a question for Steven, but like I know like because she's called Granny Neon because she does like she puts a lot of Neo in front of a lot of
Yeah.
her words. Does she have that accent in?
No,
This
not
flashback?
here. No.
Mm.
Just kind of
just
talk.
like-
She just talks like Hank. Like I guess when they're Empress, they all like talk like the queen bitch. Like she's just
Yeah.
telling everybody what to do.
So
Yeah.
when does a pirate empress like? When does she make the decision to step down from the role? When she just starts?
Yeah, I
when
don't know.
when she says no.
Steve, the answer to that is the love sickness thing, because they escape.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's
so-
I thought it was just when they're asked, like, do you still want to be the pirate empress? And they start saying, no.
No, you're
No
setting up
more.
a joke.
I see this, I see.
Good one.
All right, I'm good.
Steven, thoughts?
Yeah, this was a very, very dense chapter. It was really exhausting to work on because it was pretty long. We got plenty of pages in here, and it's just like Oda's pages, especially now and in flashback form, are there's so much information to get through. Like not just like all the text, but like every line has to like pop. There's always some point to every line, every interaction that is like performing characterization. It's setting up the scene, like it's providing some kind of entertainment or something. And even though there's kind of two rough scenes here, there's the part with the Kuja and the ships, and then there's the part with the giants and rocks and everything. But it felt like every page was like a new thing set up. There's a new setup, there's a new set of characters showing up. And I remember being really exhausted at the end of it. And it's fun to read, but I will say I'm kind of two minds about the content and the delivery of this chapter, because it fits within Oda's style of like in a flashback, like everything is larger than life in the flashback, and partially that's because like especially when it's like a Straw Hat flashback, where they have a tragic backstory, and there's always some there's some parental figure who's going to die. They're going to sacrifice themselves, and therefore Oda can make them like better than any living character can be. Like they're just the perfect mentor type of character. And it does feel like that kind of carries over to some of the way that he depicts it. Like they're all so perfect. This is the prime of all of these legendary characters. You see Roger in his prime, Garp in his prime. They're fighting Gloriosa in her prime, Shaki in her prime, and all these legends as they talk about them. And I feel like it's both intoxicating to see all of these sides of these characters that we either know in the present day, or like with Rocks, we'd only heard about them before, and now you get to see them. But I also worry that maybe just because there's so much of it, that he might ultimately be kind of like spoiling the present day. Like like there's an impossible standard that he's depicting here of like they're all so cool, they have so much aura, the hype moments are so insane, and he's packing them all one after the other. And I do worry that it's going to be like we get out of this, and then it's like, oh, we're back to the present day and all these schlubby characters in response. I want to go back to the golden era of, you know, Roger, Garp, and Rox and all of this stuff. And on top of that, it is kind of like the 2-generation thing where, you know, we were talking about, like, he's done so much with like, okay, we know Rox is Blackbeard's father, and obviously, you know, Roger is Ace's father, Garp is Luffy's grandpa, and we're already kind of trained to look for the lineage signs. And now you have more characters, like the guy who looks like Caribou, maybe he's Caribou's dad, and like it just kind of feels like a bit of overload of that aspect of One Piece. And I'm not necessarily like you know, it's ruined if Luffy's not just a nobody who came from nothing, who happens to be exciting. Like I'm okay with the concept of like he has a special.
It also
past.
feels like there's a bigger point to this flashback that we haven't gotten to yet.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's not complete, but like in terms of like like having so many, you know, families and multi-generational, like exceptional, you know, characters who are the progeny of exceptional characters. I do think that there's a point of diminishing returns on that, where it just kind of gets to be like, okay, well, this is not really that special for any of these characters individually anymore. And you know, I don't know. Part of it too is like I do think he's also a bit like the Oden flashback, where like I think he's kind of playing up and making this probably seem cooler than it actually was. Like there's a bit of a tall tale aspect to like all the, you know, the impossibly hot characters lusting over each other and doing all these cool things. Like it's a bit of like Oda's kind of playing around with the mechanism of showing us the story by just kind of making it too cool to be real. And so, you know, maybe he's just having fun with it and it's not really as serious as I'm making it sound. But I don't know. That's the sort of thing that I do fret about a little bit. But on the plus side, I will say I do think Rox is kind of winning me over. I still don't like his design, but I do think that, especially after seeing him in the previous chapter in Mary Joa, and you're just like, wow, how the hell did he do that? And like, what does he know? Like the fact that he does stand so directly in opposition to Emu and the world government, it means that like yes, he's not necessarily a good character. Like
he's sticking his nose in everyone's business.
I think
it's
like,
quite a nose.
The chapter where we saw him for the first time, that was when we had Jeff Thu on, and Jeff had like an offhand comment that was like Blackbeard isn't necessarily even like a bad guy, and someone did point out like, well, he killed Whitebeard, like he is kind of a bad guy. Like I don't think you could say he's an innocent character. But
he's a fun-loving bad guy.
He captured Ace. Yeah.
He exists on a different kind of you know, spectrum of like in opposition to the government. He's a pirate who's all id, and I do think that there is something fun.
He's not evil for the sake of just being evil. He's acting in his own, for his own interests.
Yeah. Yes, he is evil in the sense that evil is self-interested. And I do think that there's something exciting about that, because you're like, well, if this guy can get into Mary Joa and pose a threat of some kind to Emu, like what else can he do? How else might he try to bring down the system? And I think that's exhilarating to see, since we're not quite there yet with Luffy. So it's kind of like, oh, well, how is Rox going to do this? And I think that is interesting, and it makes for a compelling character to follow. Even if he is kind of a bad guy in many ways. But that's all I have to say about this chapter.
I agree with a lot of what Steven said. I feel like this chapter was... I feel like I'm against the current on this one. Was less, I don't know, gripping as a lot of the previous ones to me, comparatively at least. But I think this chapter was more valuable in theorizing and like positing like the breadcrumbs of what's to come. Like just the discussion that we all had at the podcast, on our chats, I thought were far more made this chapter far more fascinating in retrospect than I was like even going through it. And I kind of feel like I've been going in the opposite direction about Rox. I feel like he's the least interesting member of the crew that he's on. Maybe it's because we know a lot of them, or I don't know, like the ones we don't know, like like the Captain John and the Marlon Brando guy and so on. I find very either interesting characterization wise or design wise, like all the new, what's his name, the catfish guy as Barbell, like they're really fun designs. They're, except for Kyo, Kyo has the cool glasses, I guess. They all have like kind of interesting hooks to like tendrils to hook you into them, versus Rox, who really feels like I'm like beginning, Steven like infected me as to my view of Rox here. Like
Rox a bit of an edgelord.
Yeah, he's like a Blackbeard skin, like a skin of Blackbeard, like, but like
I think Rox is like a really buff Chris Angel, is what I'm saying.
I think he is like a Winamp skin of like Blackbeard. Like that's what it feels like. It feels like early aughts. This is the cool. Like I'm a teenager and this is awesome. Like that still feels like Rox.
That's why his name is Rox, because he really whips the llama's ass.
He does whip the llama's ass. That's true. I miss Winamp, guys. That's what I'm trying to say. Winamp and Trillion. I have to say though, personality wise, at least, he was more interesting in this chapter. That being said, I think there was some very lazy. This is on you, Stephen. It's on Oda. Like lazy, like the sum it all up kind of thing. I don't know. And like I'm gonna proclaim what we're doing. Like I know this just feels like you could have done this in a show don't tell sort of way a little bit more. That being said, I do really like that the Rox pirates are not like, okay, we're not looking for the One Piece because we don't know about that yet. We're not looking for gold. We are looking to topple
but Rox
the
is
government.
like, we gotta find, we gotta make some money first.
Yeah.
Well, Captain John thinks so, at least. He's the one who's like, let's earn a little bit more.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Money mindset.
The CFO.
Well, he's the one with the
treasure
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's the one who says, "Yay, capitalism." But yeah, Rox is really the spirit of rebellion against the government. I feel like the revolutionaries really take on the mantle of the Rox pirates more than anyone else up to this point. But I think Greg pointed this out to us, Stephen. Feel free to cut but it's the idea that how did the government not realize that Blackbeard looks exactly like this guy, and after all of this, like, I understand. So Sengoku does say something like the history of Rox is buried amongst the populace. Like, this is not something that the general people know about.
I mean, everyone knows Rox.
They squashed his story.
Yeah, they did.
Zach, wouldn't that be a reason to keep him closer and make him what is it called?
The Warlord.
Those pirates?
Yeah.
That might have been the reasoning. Maybe. I do want to throw out a bunch of things that Alex said that really got me thinking. Our co-host, who is on vacation, I think right now. He said Galila. These are his theories. Galila built Rox's ship, Thriller Bark, which does explain why we see a lot of the Rox crew there. Kaido versus Moria was a result of Moria commandeering his old captain's ship. I could see that.
I mean, that's why the bodies of the Rox pirates were already there.
Right, and that would definitely put 2 and 2 together. And this one's from Ken. I think it's chapter 443. I almost did a dyslexic version of that. Where Brooke specifically says that the island that Thriller Bark holds does not have a magnetic pull through the log post because it came from the West Blue, which is also where God Valley is. Which if that is all the case, I will say, like, bravo to Oda, like, putting those pieces together either before the fact or after the fact. Also, I'm sorry, Alex did mention one last thing, the Galila crew being the shadows at the end of Thriller Bark, particularly if they built that ship, would really put 2 and 2 together in a really interesting way.
Is the idea that they would have, like, the giants maybe would have like carved, like broken the island of God Valley off its base and then turned it into Thriller Bark?
So we know
I
they're
think
looking.
they just took half
that
of
too.
God Valley and pushed it somewhere else.
So it depends.
Dollars.
They built the apparatus that's like suspending it, keeping it floating as a ship. I guess you call that a ship.
Yeah, no, it is a ship. It has all
Yeah.
the ship things on it. I mean, especially coming right off of Water 7 and Enies Lobby with Galila, it would be super interesting if it was almost a follow-up that you don't really realize until decades later as a reader, that this is the ship that their predecessors or whatever their namesake built, which is or continue to be shipwrights for. The only thing is, so we know they're frozen in Punk Hazard now.
Yeah.
We think
They would have to have
Likely.
unfrozen them and then frozen them again for that to.
Okay,
to work.
go wave as shadows and come back.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey,
So
they
there's
went
a lot
through
of
the warm liquid goo phase.
yeah.
Hey guys, can you go into the walk-in freezer and get out the side of beef I had back there? It's all the way in the back. Just you all file in and then
Oh, sure. Yeah.
ignore
Do that.
click.
That's why we're here.
We're looking for the
Skills?
cask of Amontillado.
Freezing.
Yeah, I think everything else I wanted to mention has been mentioned. This is definitely just a puzzle piece in a larger, story. I think that, as has been mentioned, since we're not done with this flashback, I don't want to judge this piece too harshly, but it does feel very fan servicey, like in the traditional sense, like, here's what you've been asking for, power scalers and others, which is fine. It rubs me in the same way that Stampede does, like, here's some cool stuff, here's all these cool characters. I think has been mentioned by others here. Is it going to spoil us for later? But the comment that Stephen made about the word peak makes me even more of a curmudgeon about this chapter than less. That's all I have to say. Any other thoughts?
Strewson looks like a McNugget. If you look
And
at him
that's-
on that last page, he looks like one of the McNugget kids.
And it's because he is a McNugget kid. Yeah.
Oh, I guess I didn't. Were people wondering about the Kyo, like the mobster thing, with Kyo and Shiki?
Yeah,
Interesting,
That's
yeah.
true.
Yeah, so Oda used the word gokudo with them, which is like I styled it as mobster, kind of just to differentiate, but it's basically like it's another Japanese word for a gangster. Like, it's not necessarily like yakuza. I mean, it would refer to the same thing essentially, as in, like, the yakuza is like the Japanese mafia, Japanese organized crime. Gokudo would refer to the same thing essentially. It's just like a word that has different connotations. Like, it's
A thug.
it's kind of like Yakuza is like Yakuza is like a bad word because it's like the worst dice roll that you can have, and so it's almost like a term of endearment among them of like, oh yeah, we're the lowest of the low, but like they could potentially take that as an insult if you used it against them, sort of a thing. And Gokudo is more like it's a more noble sounding one, that refers to like the man of honor, who just happens to make a lot of money on gambling and running a gambling den and that sort of thing, and plays into all of the like sort of the folk tales about the honorable Yakuza, basically. And I just used mobster. Like I could have used Yakuza, but I didn't want to use it because I don't know if Oda is trying to imply or not that Shiki and Kyo were from Wano specifically, because that would be the next question, is like, oh, were they like the Yakuza like Kyogoro and all the other people? How
does he go from being the hitman to being the Silver Axe?
Yeah, well,
and Silver Axe in opposition to Golden Lion.
Yeah, well, he's wearing his Silver Axe jammies right now. So he's not fooling anybody right now. But yeah, so I don't know for sure if Oda intends for them to have been from Wano, or if that's just kind of like he's just kind of Yakuza coding them without necessarily using the word Yakuza. But that's kind of the vibe that they have, and they both have names that are sort of Japanese sounding. So that adds to the the murkiness of like, well, are they or aren't they from Wano? I don't really know, so I used mobster just to kind of be safe there. But that's it is the same term for both of them, so they're clearly meant to be kind of counterparts here.
Thank you, Stephen.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions for Stephen or thoughts?
Yeah.
Final thoughts on the chapter? So therefore,
all right,
we'll go into the next segment right after this.
This is the anime recap for episodes 1135 and 1136. I'm your host, Sam, and today with me we have Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch's own Steve Yurko.
No, I got this. Feel my vibrations. Damn it. I thought I knew that song better.
It's such a
I was like, oh, I could recite a bunch of lyrics from that, and I realized all of them were from Ice Ice Baby by Vanilla Ice. So it's like, the cooking MC's like a pound of bacon. No, that's Vanilla Ice.
So we are a little behind on our anime recaps, as scheduling did not make it super easy. So what we're going to be doing for the next few weeks is we're just going to pick up where we left off. We're going to take it a double anime recap at a time until it catches us back up, and then we'll see how it goes from there. So today we are covering 1135 and 1136, the tail end of the Kuma flashback. Ending perfectly with the Kuma flashback.
Mm-hmm.
And we start with 1135, To the Sea Where My Father Is, the Future Bonney Chooses. And we open with 3 years ago at Mount Colvo in Goa Kingdom, East Blue, where Kuma is watching over a 16-year-old Monkey D. Luffy practicing his Gum Gum Sakuga.
A jacked,
weirdly jacked.
Which it's just like, it just happens. It's like with like DBZ when they go back and draw stuff, and it's just, they're jacked, and like he's definitely drawn differently for sure. But I'm like, it's like I would have applauded the direction of the anime. Just drew him a lot like linkier and noodlier.
Yeah, I mean, he'd have to be jacked to be like punching boulders the way he is now. But
yeah, but that was like the whole disarming thing about Luffy in the beginning of the series. It's just he's this goofy looking guy.
And then through a POV shot of Kuma watching him, and then a blink, and then when the eye opens back up, we're transitioned into a memory of Kuma talking to Dragon. It seemed like there was some mission that brought them to Goa Kingdom in the past, and Kuma is noting that Dragon seems oddly familiar with the island, and Kuma or Dragon says something like, "You'll kill me if you keep talking like that." And Kuma asks why that is, and Dragon says, "A child is a parent's weak spot." So he's letting Kuma in on what the island means to him, really.
It's almost like God, like no, wait, no, because this takes place before Kuma adopted Bonnie, right?
When he was in the Revolutionaries, probably.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it was like, oh no, you could confide in Kuma, but I realized I'm like, oh no, wait, it's too early.
And then back in the, I said in the present, but we're in the present of the flashback. Kuma's snail phone is going off. It's going to be beep, 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 beep. And Luffy overhears it, and he's like, "Oh, what's that?" But he doesn't see anything because Kuma has already teleported away to like a big mountaintop. And Luffy's like, "Oh, well, I'll just keep kicking rocks." And then he kicks a big rock.
Which has a different meaning in One Piece.
Yeah, so Kuma receives the call. Apparently there's a nearby merchant ship being attacked by pirates. And he very quickly appears on the merchant ship where it's on fire, and he's sort of just kind of helping people out and making his moves towards confronting the pirates themselves. And the merchants are all super grateful, and they see like a big Christ-like halo around Kuma from the sun right behind him.
Symbolism. God, he's the most like warlord of all of them, and by that I mean like he's like the one actually kind of like, I don't know, doing justice. You know?
Yeah,
I guess, you know.
Yeah, he's the most.
Mihawk just went after pirates for fun, I guess, but like Kuma's doing it to.
Yeah,
help.
Yeah. Being a warlord is it's not really a well thought out program from the government.
No wonder why they got rid of it.
Nighttime. Now Kuma is appearing before the pirates. We've got one goofy looking pirate with a giant singular buck tooth. And like you expect there to be like a fight or something, but the pirates immediately recognize him and they're like, "Oh, we promise we'll return the treasure."
And they're lucky because Kuma's the kind of guy who's like, all right, don't do it again. Like, because you know, it's like, well, like Shanks and the kid pirates, you know, Shanks, yeah, the red hair pirates still blew their asses out of the water.
So Kuma is now back on his boat, and he's continuing to write letters to Bonnie, talking about how he can't wait to see how her face lights up when she sees the beauty of the world. And back home, Bonnie is obsessively checking the mail slot, expecting letters to come in from her dad. And so far, suspiciously nothing, because we know Kuma's been writing them, but it doesn't seem like Bonnie is receiving them. And we see a news coup flying by, the church dropping a paper bundled with a letter, and Alpha, the nurse lady who's taking care of Bonnie, picks it up, sees the letter tied to the newspaper, and says, "We don't need to keep this one." And so she gives the paper to the church, but then just shreds the. She's taken the letter out back to shoot it. And Bonnie's got some cute pouting animation. So Alpha's kind of explaining to the audience that dozens of letters have arrived, and Alpha's getting frustrated. Like, how could one man write so much?
My second time viewing it, that like kind of tugged at my heartstrings a bit, you know, because it's kind of funny. It's like why is this guy writing all the time? But it's just like, God, he's like the nicest guy. He's like,
yeah,
like such a good dad.
And she's tearing up the letters as we hear Kuma's a little narration from one of the letters where he's ending it with, "Lastly, Bonnie, as I've told you countless times, I love you." And in the church, we got these guys who are going to be Bonnie's crew later, Gyogo and Part.
Was it Part or Pert?
Subtitle said Pert. I think some spellings go with Part.
What's the play on words?
I could not tell you.
I feel like it's some vegetable related, but I don't know. When I saw like Pert, and I'm like, yeah, it kind of looks like Bert.
What I like is that they're playing Jenga, and you can hear in the Japanese audio they're saying the word Jenga, even though the subtitles are just calling it game.
Yeah,
like you can hear the voice acting is like, "Hey, Bonnie, you want to play Jenga with us?" And then
is Jenga a Japanese game?
I don't know. I mean, I guess no, that's. I feel like it could be a Japanese word, I suppose. It's a little...
Yeah, maybe I should have Googled this. But I noticed that, too. I'm like, they're totally saying Jenga.
And Bonnie is, venting her frustrations by turning into a muscular form and then, like, roughhousing with the guys. But Alpha walks in and Bonnie has to quickly revert. And Alpha's just like, what did I just see? That was weird. And she's, I guess they have a routine of feeding Bonnie quote unquote medicine that's actually just a bad tasting candy, a placebo for nothing. And we have Susie visiting Vegapunk's lab. I like this line where she's telling Vegapunk, "Nice head cut," and this is our. We're being introduced to now post Applehead Vegapunk. He's like, "Oh, thank you." My barber was very confused, but we got there.
Did he say something like it was more aerodynamic or something?
Yeah, I feel lighter now.
Lighter, yeah.
And Stussy is.
You can tell he's wearing at this point. He's wearing like a striped T-shirt. Which was kind of what we saw initially when we found out Kuma was a cyborg. When we saw that, like, from the waist up to the shoulders, like Vegapunk with the hands and wearing like big science gloves.
Yeah,
I like that little detail there.
Yeah, me too. I hadn't put that together. Stussy's visiting while Vegapunk's doing his procedures with Kuma. And Stussy's kind of making a glib comment of like, "Oh, a human without free will or a clone without free will? I wonder who has it worse." And Vegapunk's like, "Oh, Stussy, you're human too. So you both have it bad."
Yeah, it's kind of like commiserating.
And Kuma continues to write his letters to Bonnie even as he's like laying down and like awaiting his various mysterious procedures that I'm glad Oda does not feel the need to explain or invent. He's writing, "I don't know when this letter will reach you, but Bonnie, happy 9th birthday. Right now I'm at Vegapunk's lab and then interrupted with the sound of party poppers. They're celebrating back at the church, obviously, with pizza. And then when everyone else is asleep, Bonnie is continuing to constantly check the mail. And we get like a really pretty like music box kind of song playing as she's like kind of sulking off to the side, wondering why her dad isn't writing to her, even though he said he would. Which brings us to the eye-catch of the episode. Baltigo. The revolutionaries are apparently they're been getting like help from Kuma randomly. He's not part of the gang anymore, but every now and then he'll just like show up and save the day during some big fight that the revolutionaries are having. We see Bonnie checking in the mirror, and all of her stones are gone. She's completely clear. She's good and healthy, but she still can't leave, according to Alpha. And they get in kind of a scrape over this, and Alpha ends up gripping Bonnie's arm so hard that it leaves a bruise. And as the churchgoers are taking care of the bruise, Connie walks up and says that, "Yeah, you're Alpha and all those guys, they're government agents. somebody overheard Alpha when she was out in town getting drunk.
What a dummy.
And so, so Connie wants what's best for Bonnie, and she's encouraging her to just head out and escape. Everyone's got your back. Yogo and the others, they'll go with you. And she gives Bonnie her hat. So this is how Bonnie gets her hat. This is as big of a moment as Shanks passing on the straw hat.
Yeah.
We're gonna learn one day that this hat belonged to Rocks or something.
For the winter months.
And so Bonnie is able to sneak out of the church by turning old and pretending to be Connie, as she had been practicing earlier. As she's like making her way to the port, she's like enjoying the fresh air and sunlight for the first time. A nice, pretty shot of putting her hand up towards the sun and like seeing the kind of the sun reflecting past her fingers. And she's getting the energy. She's reverting back to her normal young version of herself, and then starts making a run for shore. And once Alpha picks up on what's going on, she's barging through the church, yelling for Bonnie. There's a lot of like the big swelling, beautiful music is like cutting out hard whenever it's cutting to the church, and then like coming back in whenever we're outside. We got Connie is badly trying to pass herself off as Bonnie, obviously not fooling anybody. And Alpha goes demon mode and starts running for the shore, just as Bonnie and her crew are getting ready to sail away in their new pizza ship. And as a Cypher Pull agent, Alpha can moonwalk. She's flying through the sky, talking about all the terrible things she's going to do to Bonnie, and how
unhinged.
Yeah, she can't kill the subject. She can't kill Bonnie, but everybody trying to help Bonnie is fair game. And for a moment, Bonnie gets scared, and she's on her knees, and she's like welling up, tearing up. But she remembers Nika. She looks up at the sky and sees the shape of her dad doing the Nika pose through the sun, much like we often see Luffy do with the moon. And we get this kind of strange shot of like hunched over Bonnie turning into adult mode, and like her,
figured.
Yeah, her butt is very pronounced in this transformation. But she jumps up in the air and she creates like a big Gear Third style fist. This is her Nika like future, and she lets gravity do some of the work, and she lands fist first into Alpha's face and takes her out, as the narrator is explaining that this was the day that the Bonnie Pirates began their journey and eventually would become a pirate crew, infamous on par with Luffy's. To be continued. 1136. Possibly the shortest episode title in One Piece history.
Yeah.
Kuma's life. You did hear that correctly. That was one incomplete sentence as the title.
3 syllables.
So Bonnie is in her quarters, I guess, figuring out her new style. The camera's kind of cut right below her eyes as she's like about to put her lipstick on, but she's like not sure about it yet. And then she's like starts yelling at her crew instead for calling her Bonnie instead of Captain. And so they're arriving on an island where I guess they have some intel that leads them to believe that they'll meet Kuma here. But they end up with a fight with Marines, and the Marines are talking about how they've heard rumors about this pirate crew and how they always leave just injured elderly and children in their wake. And they're like, oh, what terrible people who would pick on the weak.
Which is funny because out of context, I don't know if that was ever mentioned in Shibandi. But it's funny because you think like, oh yeah, what a terrible person. And then what immediately follows is her turning one Marine into a child, another Marine into an old man.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why that rumor started getting spread around. I think that's pretty great.
Yeah. Like it makes them sound dastardly, even though they're like
Yeah.
not actually hurting old people or children.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, this pretty well animated fight erupts with the Marines as Kuma is just kind of like side eyeing on the side, like
Oh, I can't. I gotta get out of here.
let's not and say we did. And he disappears, and they lose their trail on following Kuma. Meanwhile, in East Blue, we get so we're getting kind of a greatest hits of the pre-time skip Straw Hats. Luffy defeating Arlong in East Blue and making a name for himself. This gives us a scene of Dragon announcing to Sabo that he wants to head to Logtown, and then asking Sabo who's in charge of the area, and Sabo's like, "Oh, that would be Captain Smoker. We all know him, apparently."
And we also see Ace talking with Jinbei.
Yep. Ace talking about Jinbei, bragging about his little brother, and Jinbei's like, Arlong? My Arlong? And we got Kuma holding the Luffy and Bonnie's wanted posters side by side, admiring that both him and Dragon's children went on to become pirates. I love Bonnie going over the ironclad rule of pirates with her crew. Plunder what you wish, but only from bad guys. Don't help people unless you really want to.
Parentheses.
Yeah.
Spoken.
Yeah. And Bonnie's getting a bunch of advice from dudes about how lipstick is supposed to be worn. She's just like, this looks right? And they're like, I guess. And she decides to put the piercing as well, where her jewels used to be. And we got Vegapunk showing Kuma the developing pacifistas, and this is this is intercut with the Straw Hats shooting down the flag in Enies Lobby, and that we take that to mean they're learning this news now, or Kuma is relaying this news to Vegapunk, as well as the news that not the news, but the secret that Luffy is Dragon's son. Vegapunk is surprised by.
Yeah, it's like you're gonna see all my memories anyway, so I might as well tell you.
Now we get Thriller Bark, which is definitely important for Kuma, and we're getting the Kuma and Zoro scene from Kuma's perspective, where he's like, playing the tough guy, but like on the inside he's like, yeesh. You
see his reactions, yeah. They also underplayed the Straw Hats like refusing to give up Luffy. It was in the manga it's intense. Even in like the anime, I remember it kind of being a big moment, but in this it was just like, no way.
They're more focused on Zoro, I think.
Yeah.
And leaving Thriller Bark, Kuma is getting summoned to Marineford because Ace has been captured and there's going to be a war with Whitebeard. And then Sabaody, obviously this is another very Kuma important arc. And it's so funny to like so we have Bonnie eating in the restaurant in her iconic introduction. And then they just show us that like right off to the side, just like 3 feet to the left, Kuma is just like peeking in through the window, but he's huge, so it's like super funny looking. That he was just like he was there the whole time, just secretly watching, while onlookers are just sort of feel awkward about it. Kuma's also watching the fallout of the human auction, and he's feeling a certain way about the whole slave trade, and seeing Luffy participating in the liberation of slaves. And ultimately resulting in what we know Kuma does, which is separating the crew on Sabaody, and they stick to the old anime. It's been all new animation. This is the old animation. I guess they figured we still like how this looks, so And in Kuma's inner monologue during all this, he's thinking to himself, like, I think you guys are one day going to save the world. The new world is going to be difficult for you. You're not ready yet. Please, please don't take this too personally.
Yeah.
Elsewhere, Vegapunk is receiving a call from Saturn, and Saturn is giving him the instruction to install a self-destruct switch in Kuma, just in case. And Vegapunk's like, "Oh, well, I don't want to do that. Like, how about my personality switch device that I've just invented? Like, maybe that'll help us out better than a self-destruct." But Saturn does not seem to be hearing it. But we can at least file that whole personality switch idea away in our heads. So yeah, now Vegapunk is prepping Kuma for their final procedure. This will be the instance that Kuma is giving up his free will entirely at last. And but Kuma has one last request, which is that he wants to be programmed with an operation to protect the Straw Hats ship while they are away from Sabodi. And Vegapunk is kind of charmed by this. He's like, "All right, let's go for it. Let's see what happens." And Kuma, for research purposes, Kuma is pushing out like a big bubble of memories, so that Vegapunk can observe it from afar. If anybody touches it, it'll disappear. But Vegapunk has already apparently set up a special science chamber where he can take a look at it without causing that problem. And Kuma is just very humbly leaning back on his bed and saying, like, how many people have I troubled? And Vegapunk says, "Indeed, to live is to cause trouble." And then as Kuma is closing his eyes and kind of drifting off, the memory bubble off to the side is sort of pulsating. And it's kind of bringing us into the big montage of the episode.
Oh, what a montage.
Grainy film filter over the old footage. But we got him as a child, his parents, young Ginny growing up with her. There's this part of the montage is you see like Ginny's hand in the foreground, and you see like the jewels developing on the hand as like the hand kind of circles around and sort of wipes the scenery from one to another. We have Kuma. We move into Kuma taking care of Bonnie with a nice little profile view of him sort of walking with her on his shoulder. And then the image of Kuma sort of running desperately in his when he's a revolutionary. And then eventually he's a kid again, and he's running through a field of like glowing memories. There's like orange circles in the sky raising up. Very the thing I'm thinking of is I don't know if you ever watched Clanad, Steve, but it reminded me of that.
No.
And so he's running. He's kind of like they're kind of transitioning to the different phases of his life as he's running, and like running in sort of pain and desperation and hope, and reaching out for others, and hearing the encouragement of all the friends and family that he's met along the way. Again, we have him as a kid. This time we've got Bonnie and Ginny as kids, also kind of like running alongside of him. Kind of teasing him and smiling and cheering him on. And if Vegapunk's the one getting me this episode, like
I was saying, when did you start crying?
Just blubbering. It's like, yes, your death will be trouble for everybody who loves you.
Oh, I was crying before that. I think it's like when they just started showing like Kid Ginny. Like when like the post, like getting away from God Valley stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, something about that, like cut, like a knife through butter for me.
Yeah.
Oh.
And we got Sentamaru has been spending the whole episode just kind of like looking off on the cliff looking at the sunset.
Dramatic, but very effective, you know.
And Vegapunk like falling to his knees as he's like pulling the lever down, and he's like kind of like he's just like in complete despair. He just like he's an interesting character, so with like the way that he's like both like kind of complicit in these very complicated or like kind of morally unconscionable things, but like still like still feels like the weight of the gravity of the world and people's actions and whatnot. You know, the neutral observer,
complex, you know.
Yeah, the neutral observer has been pushed to his most human moment.
I would say because like a lot of characters are either, you know, like black or white. There's a bunch of gray area characters. Vegapunk is one of those, and
he's being complicit in the government's evils, but he's also fulfilling the wishes of a friend. Yeah, very definitely complicated. So Kuma's last letter to Bonnie that he's entrusting with Vegapunk is him telling Bonnie like, "Oh, just in case I forget to tell you, happy 10th birthday." And that transitions to the incredible shot of Bonnie also on her knees, also sobbing. The memory bubble that they just established will disappear when it's touched is dissipating around her. She's finished the memory. She's seen it all. And she's just so overwhelmed with emotion, learning the truth of why she never got those letters or what those letters were saying. And it's like a lot kind of coming together all at once, but there's still that like big gaping hole in the heart. General thoughts on these two episodes, Steve?
Tremendous finale. I'll get, while it's still fresh on the mind. Brilliant. The hardest I've cried at the anime in a long time. For sure. And I think I even cried at the end of like Wano when I was rewatching it in the English dub. But this was like blubbering. This is so sick. Because all I could think of was like, he was such a good guy, and he doesn't deserve to just be used like this and have everything taken away from him. But just the direction was incredible in this last episode. But the previous episode, I really liked some of like the animation choices. There was some, and this will probably be fresh in mind for you too, some Hosoda like animation in some of those scenes where it was just the lack of shadows. It was very flat colors. I liked some of the shots in that first episode. Like, still like a pretty good episode. I think like has a great finale and a great ending to the episode. And I like how it ties in. Bonnie doesn't know what Nika looks like, but she knows what her father looks like doing the dance. So like, yeah, you say like, oh, it's like a Gear Third kind of Bonnie. It's like, it's more like, no, she's looking like Kuma, which is pretty great in hindsight. But yeah, two really tremendous episodes. Like I think I said during the manga years ago, I'm like, Toei, you gotta nail this. You gotta nail this. And they nailed it. I
don't know how exceptional I think the episodes are outside of like the last 5 minutes of the second episode. Like that's like they definitely pull out the heartstrings for sure. I think the story of Kuma is interesting in that you got he's being taken advantage of. His kindness is being taken advantage of to the extreme. But it's also like he knows full well what he's agreeing to and what he's giving up and what he's giving it up for. And even in like all the terrible ways that that's the that like Saturn and whatnot are trying to use that against him, it's still like everything that Kuma's doing is a bet, right? Like he's betting on the future, like many of the kind of parental figures in the series are doing. Right, like ultimately his choice to raise Bonnie, his choice to protect the Straw Hats are going to be like instrumental in how the whole story plays out. That's the thing that's going to bring the five elders to justice truly, which is very powerful and very exciting. It's been nice to revisit this flashback that I in the manga I was not completely plugged into when it was coming out, so like it was I did need this this refresh, I think that the character drama is very compelling, and the knife twist of like everything with Kuma and Vegapunk and Bonnie at the end is extraordinary.
Just a lot of great lines too. It's kind of like I think about being a nuisance. And all that.
Yeah, like
that's
like
up there with when do people die with Hero Look.
Yes, it's the humility of it. Like Kuma when he's dying, like all he can think about is the trouble he's caused.
Yeah,
and like Vegapunk's like he's like, yeah, I get it. Like I feel like I am trouble for people's lives too, but I see you from a third person perspective, and I see somebody whose death is gonna hurt far more than your life ever did. I think that's some pretty interesting character work for sure. Anything else you'd like to add on before we move on to the next segment, Steve?
No, but I am looking forward to the fallout from this flashback in the next 2 episodes.
Yep, and hopefully we can get that recorded for the next week, and we'll close this gap real fast.
We'll see you then.
All right, see you then. All right, thank you, Steve.
Thank you, Sam.
Live from the balcony, it's the Piece Together segment, where we take your questions, comments, theories, and figure out
we figure out who's got the best view.
There. Okay. Let's start with. I'll try and do it here. Dispiece. Wait, actually, before we do, we have 2 things. First of all, Ed had to take off. Thank you, Ed, for coming on the show. Second, more developing news from Jakarta. And I say this with all seriousness somehow. Chris, go ahead.
Yes, I asked my friend who lives in Jakarta more about the flags that are being used over there. I asked what specifically the people are going against by waving the flags. She said just general dissatisfaction with the country, how the president is an actual war criminal, and the new laws that have been coming out that are really oppressive. Like Indonesia potentially turned into military state oppressive. And I commented how, like, that's amazing that, like, this symbol is being used in reality as, like, a symbol that's used for in the series. Yeah. And they replied, yeah, One Piece here is so big, too. Nobody doesn't know One Piece here, so it checks out. And it really sounds so surreal, but they really said Straw Hat Pirates flag in the Parliament building.
Wow.
Oh my God.
That's amazing. Now that I understand Indonesian politics better, thank you for educating me.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure what the truth was.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys smell that? I smell an Emmy for this episode.
Do podcasts get Emmys now? Is that the award?
What is this? What is this? Our version of what the hell is this?
You're ruining our Emmy chances, Steve.
No, this is the newsroom episode.
It is the newsroom. I will say,
Aaron Sorkin wrote it.
Yeah,
it's a lot of walking and talking.
Yeah, we've been walking and talking in this whole podcast.
To be fair, I have been walking a lot during this podcast.
That's true. That is genuinely really cool, and we can't relate at all to any of those sentiments. I'm gonna say to myself, but seriously, I like Oda's opinions aside, and I guess maybe one day we'll know what those are. I do think, and we have talked about this on the Fight Together podcast a lot, but like the real life themes resonating in that kind of way is very heartening. Again, I am no expert in Indonesian politics, but to me, I will say that is very heartening to hear.
Yeah, it's I not that I don't run into the situation. I might just be making a straw man here, but if there's anyone who still kind of like didn't if anyone still kind of denies the political, like, you know, I want to say under like the political overtones of, you know, the series, like this is just like, you know, yeah, this is like there's a reason why they're using this symbol, and it's not just because it looks cool. It's not like it's, you know, over here in America you got the bastardization of like the Punisher symbol.
True, yeah. At least it is being, I will say, like,
I'm just saying, like, I think, like, you know, the further the series goes along, the more it's like, wow, like this, like, One Piece is really kind of just dealing with a lot of heavy things that are still part of our reality. It's not just like a kind of like, yeah, there's only like these kinds of bad people in, you know, this little cartoon.
Yeah.
I feel for the people over there right now that are going through that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That news is just insane.
It's absolutely surreal. Like I can't think of what the American equivalent would be other than what you said.
Stephen
like
Colbert.
No.
No, I'm being somewhat facetious there.
Well, no, I think the equivalent would be people. There's a big like Star Wars aspect that I think gets
that's true.
referenced here a lot
with Andor?
Resistance.
I haven't seen Andor, but I'm thinking more of like Resistance and Rebel stuff. Yeah.
Although Andor is the loudest in just explicitly saying that, which is great.
Sorry, Chris, were you going to mention something?
Sorry, yes, Chris.
Oh no! Like the closest equivalent I would think of is what you said, Steve. Just like the butchering of the Punisher logo. Like I can't think of something in American culture that has been so symbolized that the use of it has been commented on by like the government or just like the general public.
Well, even to the point where like the property itself like says stuff about it.
Yeah.
Like there's instances where the Punisher will like shoot at like nasty cops.
Oh yeah, he hates cops.
That would exactly. It's like I don't want to get into it.
No, I don't either, but there is something. I mean, we talk about this. Brian always used to say with Rick and Morty, the show is too popular. As a derision, I guess, like because
this beats someone.
No, I know, but
jumping up on a McDonald's counter to say I'm Pickle Rick for a yuck. You know, so.
No, I agree, but it is and it's going to happen where the One Piece themes and imagery is used for negative reasons. I mean, that's bound to happen because when something does get too popular, it is going to happen. But however, I think like one of the greatest things that could, and I will save this for the three artists in the room more particularly, but like to see, you know, your work transcending and becoming something completely different, or alternatively becoming like this like out of, I don't want to say out of body, bigger than you. That's the I think yeah. I think that is, if not, I think is one of the greatest comments you could have on a piece of art. You know, like, wow, this thing really just, you know, like the King of the Hill Sailor Moon thing that you drew, Steve. When it really just
it's not a symbol of freedom, you know, but
I want to see freedom fighters around the world with that flag.
No, it's it sucks because it's like a testament to like maybe just like how poignant One Piece is, but
Yes.
it's also like it's unfortunately a testament to like we're living in a world where there's just a lot of terrible
People.
villains,
And,
and it sucks. Like I don't want to live in a world where I have to see people like
No.
gotta like
Yeah.
Well,
Gotta
like
really
the-
feel for the people fighting for this and using this piece of media that's like so strong to them and represents, right things in their life, using it for this.
I like Emu in particular, and we've been talking about this a lot, and it really is relevant to what's going on in the real world and in the One Piece, and in One Piece's current events. I always thought like this feels like such a laughably evil villain who actually is like this, and if it had come out at any other time, well, like if this had come out like 15 years ago, I would have probably thought it felt over the top. But I think in 2025, unfortunately, again underlined, it feels very real in a way that it shouldn't. And not to say it wasn't real in 2010, but it just, I think,
I
these
think we're
things.
living in more of like a blissful ignorance.
Yeah, I think that was.
Yeah, I don't know.
But so you could burn the emu silhouettes in effigy now. But
yeah,
it
go
seems
buy the new toy. And
yeah,
then
go
burn
buy
it.
that toy. This is what you get. Anyway,
Don't actually do that.
no, don't actually do that. But if anything, you should be doing comical things with the emu silhouette, much like Oda did. You could,
Wait,
put it
what
in
did he
Parliament.
do?
He put it behind his desk.
He's been really funny with it.
Oh, he put it on his shark toilet. Oda has a shark toilet. This shouldn't surprise anyone. Anyway, Dispiece. Thank you, Mike. So let's start with Usopp D. Great. This was from last week. Talking about Tom Lehrer, who he said, I was pink slipped in my Jesuit high school for playing Vatican Rag on, this is from Usopp D. Great, on the Morning Rich School radio show. And though I heard the teachers, many brothers and fathers were smiling. What is your favorite Tom Lehrer song? He passed away last week, which is when he sent this message.
You can tell that I don't know anything about Tom Lehrer because my first reaction was the news guy.
Yeah, same. And I feel bad about that. Is that
Was Jim
anyone
Lehrer.
here? Yeah, that is Jim Lehrer.
No, I'm not familiar with
Not
them.
familiar.
Sorry for your loss, though. It seems like
yeah.
people were fans of his.
No, a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like Shannon may have posted something about him. Maybe I'm wrong.
It was Maddie. Maddie
Maddie?
was a fan. Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot. I knew someone podcast tangentially. Next one comes from Intrusive Thoughts. I don't get it. I should get that. Slay.
A thought is a hoe.
Please explain.
I had to explain for Zach. Yeah.
No, THOTS.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Please,
Yeah.
Steven,
Yeah.
enlighten him.
It's that hoe over there. THOT. That's what it stands for.
I am so old. Hello, I'm younger than
It's an
Steven.
old phrase.
Yeah, it's not even new.
Been around for a while.
Okay, I'm so. What's
God,
the word?
God, I'm getting whiplash. from
Prude?
the tone of this segment.
Hello, my fellow.
what the hell?
Hello, my fellow catfishers. Whoa, more rocks pirates.
Oh.
Daz Bones' dad? Question mark. An alcoholic and a literal catfish, and what a crew. Anywho, y'all spoke recently about Kuma and how he was just kind of discarded, but I should read these first. But I'll have you know, I heard of a news story recently where he was put to great use in Japan as a way to help with bear drills. He's truly living his never mind. To take our minds off of all of that, what pairing of catfish and victim in the series would be the most entertaining, and why? Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to run from this hitman with a silver axe before being, and it cuts off there for some reason. Lots of whiplash, yes. Any thoughts on that question?
I want to see an
Catfishing
example of
victim.
catfishing. I want to see in this series.
Yes.
I don't think I want to see any of them.
Yeah.
No,
Didn't
me
we already
neither.
see that with Sanji and his wanted poster?
True. Sailor Karna says, "Hey OPP,
Wow, not even gonna
Nope.
attempt to. come up with an
I think
answer
you
to
did a
that.
good job. Happy Sunday. Now that One Piece is more
Thanks,
main-
intrusive thought Slay.
Now that One Piece is more mainstream, do you think it'll be banned in the US because of its themes?" This would have been a much better segue than the
Huh.
previous two questions. Many libraries are having to defend their right to have manga in general, and I have many people who say that One Piece is not political, but I'm starting to believe that saying that is just a smokescreen so that it won't be made so it won't make the banned content list.
Wait till someone tells people how most people wind up reading their manga.
I
It's not in
will-
the library.
I will
But
say
I know what standing up, like,
Yeah.
you know, just like doesn't mean that we shouldn't care about things getting moved from libraries.
Well, no, it is, I mean, much like the Indonesia story, it is like the potentially a more humorous thing, like cloaking a much more like dark, undertones. Much like One Piece the series. I think that's like one of the things that it really has going for it in like a banned book situation, is that you look at it and you're like, this is a stupid comic book about a little, but you get 60, 70 volumes in and you're like, oh shit, this is really radicalizing me in some ways.
Hey, I never said one. I don't think.
Yeah.
I
The
don't think-
people banning.
I don't.
it
I
have
don't
to,
think
like,
One Piece
read
was stupid
all of
for
it?
70 volumes.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. I'm being hyperbolic.
Silly.
But yeah.
I kind of see it like America still very much has a problem with anything hand drawn being seen as for kids, and that can sometimes lead to it kind of being looked over.
Yes.
Like the last manga I can recall that like actually got people discussing like if it should be in schools or not was Death Note.
It should have been Assassination Classroom just
should
for
have
the
been
title.
Assassination Classroom. I agree
Just
with
for
that.
the title.
But the last one I could think of was Death Note, and like
Yeah.
even Death Note wasn't banned. So I think the fact that it's like a comic is going to have a lot of people will just be like, oh, that stuff's for kids. Like, don't really care. We're going to
Right.
focus on like the bigger prose books because adults can read those, and that is the bad thing.
What we should be burning is
There
Fahrenheit
also-
451. Yeah, go ahead.
I think there's also something to say about how I know one of the graphic novels that gets banned from schools and libraries a lot is Mouse.
I was going to bring up, yeah.
And like that is like I've never read it, so I don't have.
It's
much room
amazing,
to
and you should.
talk.
It's
I
very
really
good.
want to, but I think it's something where you could look at it from the outside, as I am right now, and you can be like, oh, this is not like a kids thing. Like this is something that is different. That's my point of view, at least. But I feel like with something like One Piece, it's like just from face value and looking at it, I don't think it's going to be under as much scrutiny as something that is like has the imagery of something more powerful.
I mean, for art,
not to say this isn't powerful.
On the other hand, if there happens to start a nationwide movement to use the straw hat flag in the place of the American flag, then it might get banned. I'm just saying.
That would.
Yeah.
There's a reason I said that resonated a lot, because that does not feel too far off. And Art Spiegelman, the author of Mouse, like that book, I think is like one of the first examples of like real like mainstreaming of a graphic novel that was there to like look for, like I said, it's like a serious thing wrapped in a candy wrapper. Yeah. And I read it as a kid because when you're Jewish, you read things about the Holocaust a lot. And that I think also is it like, look, it is truthful and grim and unfortunately, resonant, these kind of things. I would highly recommend that series for anyone who has not read it. But it's also like very down to earth and approachable in a way. But it is also very in a way One Piece never is. It is very raw. I don't think One Piece ever does get quite that raw. For lots of reasons.
Mouse is also easy to single out because it is specifically like a classroom book.
Yes.
Like it's very easy to teach it to kids because it is a graphic novel and stuff like that. So One Piece is not teachable in the same way because the source material is just so vast. There, you would not like how would you even teach that to kids? There's just so much of it to get through.
Yeah, you would have to have them
start with
watch,
Strong World.
Strong World and the first 3 volumes.
The first.
Yeah, I mean, I could talk more about that because I interviewed a lot of Holocaust survivors when I was a kid, and it really is a resonant anyway.
I got to pick a copy up. Yeah.
I'm not trying to guilt Mike in particular.
No. Look, my backlog's pretty big. I've been trying to read Bone for like years.
Yeah, I need to read Bone.
Same.
Yeah.
Me too.
Well, I'll read
it's
Bone.
a big book.
Yeah.
Hey, Joey.
And Alex.
And Alex, yeah.
Okay, next question.
You boneheads.
Next question from Ida Fan 351. Cram. Ahoy, Shaky Peace podcast. Banger chapter as always. I was suffering. If I was suffering the Sanji disease, I'd have died after the first half of this chapter. Wow. By the way, this whole piece together has been such whiplash. None of these have been in order of seriousness and humor. And I apologize for that. Anyway, Ida continues to be a delight. I'll be so mad when and if she dies. Unfortunately, probably when. This Elbaf fruit teasing is making me lose my mind. My question this week: do you think that we'll find out about it in this flashback, or will Oda tease us until the moment Loki decks Emu? Have a great week. I think Luffy is gonna deck Emu, if anyone, and it won't be in this arc. Those are my predictions.
Well, I mean, I guess meaning Gunko in this case.
Oh, true. Yeah. Poor Gunko.
Man. Like, I feel like we are kind of getting set up, but then also, like, whenever Oda, like, teases something, it means he's not going to reveal it anytime soon. So, there is that. Yeah, I would like to know, just because I feel like there's not that much time left for him to be setting up and hanging cliffhangers over people and then, delaying them indefinitely.
Loki has the fruit now, right?
We don't know that.
Well, Loki has a fruit, but we don't know if it's the same thing that Rox is talking about.
I figured it was implied that he took whatever.
Did they say he had a fruit? I don't even. I didn't remember.
I think
Yeah.
I feel like they did.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because he ate the special, like, national treasure fruit or whatever. That was early in the arc. Yeah.
Did you turn into Nicolas
He ate
Cage?
the Constitution.
Yeah.
Steve. Yeah. Thank you. The Declaration of Independence. Next question comes from Minotaur. Yeah, sure. Hey OPP, no question, just wanted to say it'd be really funny if the Kuja Pirates part of the flashback was just Gabon interrupting Loki fanboying over the Rocks Pirates just to talk about how hot Shaki was and how angry. I will add and his envy about Rayleigh.
Yeah, that's
my addition there.
That's funny.
That is funny, and
Married
I
man.
hope.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Gabon would.
I feel like there's like a title, there's like a name for this epidemic here. I call it the Love Shack.
The next question comes from Straw Hat
The
Pirate
Love
9.
Shack.
Oh,
we heard you, Steve.
The Love Shack.
We heard you, Steve.
Okay.
Amazing
All
chapter. Shaki, I would say, in her prime, but Homegirl is always in her prime. It was, I had to say that. It was hilarious to see Roger's crew get their ass handed to them so easily. As a, what's that saying? Young, dumb, and full of what?
Oh my god, I was totally going to make a joke about them being young, dumb, and full of cum too. Great minds think alike.
I really hope Vero is on for this chapter. Would love to hear their thoughts. Steve,
young, dumb, and full of don't.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
I'm not
there you
naming it
go.
that.
That's good. That's good.
Actually, maybe I should name it that
Wow.
because of the image.
It would
Oh,
work.
yes, yes.
It would work.
Weird.
Thank you, Straw Hat Pirate 9.
Thank you.
We're naming it that for some reason. The first half really stole the show, but I of course loved Ida trying to be a good mom to Loki. That's my girl. And of course, seeing the Rocks crew fully forming before our eyes. Is Gloriosa gonna get involved in that mess? I think is what. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we know that she does become a member of the crew at some point prior to God Valley.
I already hate this episode's title. Reverse X, and I suggested it. Reverse
I was
X'd
gonna
out
say, my brother,
Sunlight.
you suggested it.
It was when I hear a good title though, I can't let it go. Reverse X'd out glasses says, "Hi diddly ho podcarinos. I wish Shacky would wink at me, but I'd settle for getting punched in the head."
I agree.
It had to be said and seconded. Anyway, since this is before Caesar and the Vegapunks moved to Punk Hazard, what do you think the government scientists were up to there? We know that there was a lab as of 10 years after this chapter because that's where King met Kaido. Do you think that maybe the government had hold of a certain highly desired fruit which they transported away under the care of a certain racist Smilodon? And oh, there we go. And what kind of fruit does? Sorry, I'm like half there. And what kind of fruit does Elbaf have that only Harold and presumably Loki could make use of its full potential?
They were inventing Velcro.
I mean, it could be anything really. We know that it was like because of the way he drew it in the little like flashback panels that it was kind of like a tropical island. Like it kind of looked like Egghead, right? Before Akainu and Aokiji fought there, and then they turned it into the ice and fire place. But yeah, I don't know. It could have just been nondescript government lab. They could have been doing any kind of thing there. I don't think it necessarily has to be something like pivotal.
I guess if the Galeles are there, maybe they were trying to, I don't know, figure out how giants work. Make giants. Starting that research, probably.
Yeah, I mean, that has been, front of mind for them. Two left. Hi, OPP. This is a crazy out of left field question. This comes from SNP. But what if one of the two devil fruits that rocks want is a shadow fruit? This page was talking, so this is the page where he says to sum everything up, that one. This page was talking about how Galela were just corpses, and if they were brought back to life, they wouldn't listen to rocks, but shadow fruit can do that. We already saw it in action in Thriller Bark with Orz's corpse. There has been a theory that Thriller Bark is actually God Valley. I guess other people have thought of that. Sorry, Ken. It all comes from the West Blue. And a lot of Rox's crew's corpses end up in that place too. It's all coming together, the God Valley, the Rock Pirates, and why would Oda have Blackbeard keep Mori alive than having him rescued? I know it most likely won't happen, but because why would Rox especially say if Harold would need to eat it, if anyone could eat that fruit? I thought they meant at first the second devil fruit that we never hear about, but any thoughts on any of that? Yes.
Sorry, I thought someone was saying something. I
What was that?
I don't see why Harold would need the shadow fruit, because wouldn't whoever takes it just be able to command those souls?
Yeah.
Steven, you made some really good points about how, what we were talking before, about how the shadow fruit isn't the person, it's a different person in that body. So it's not like you'd have the memories and, abilities of the person whose shadow you're putting it, you know what I mean.
Well, I mean, they can still do the technique. Like, that's why, like, Oars was doing Gum.
No,
stuff.
I'm saying, but the ores of ancient past isn't in Oars at all. It's just the, like, Luffy inside of this thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Am I wrong?
No,
Yeah,
you're right. Yeah, the only thing that it's just the body. It's not
Yeah.
the soul. So
Right. Okay. Stephen was giving me a
It's
look like I was nuts. That's why I went.
I'm trying to figure out what this question is
Well,
asking.
we'll move on to the next one. Oh, if the shadow fruit would be one of the two fruits that he'd want, but reason, I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to get more information about, like, what ties Blackbeard to Moria. Maybe this is it, since, you know, they're like we were talking about. There's definitely some story threads that you could connect, but I really don't know about the fruit itself. There's too many.
He wants them
too many
to
options.
bring rocks back so they can have a game of catch.
And the last disc piece. Is it possible Shaggy might be Ida if she is still alive?
Who sent this?
Well, for one thing, Ida would have to completely change her way of speaking and mannerisms and everything.
So the answer is no, but I do like the gumption of Ida being alive.
Yes.
Side note to Big Mike, I love your Discord picture. I think that's such a funny drawing.
To everyone on our anyone could join our Discord, by the way, at Discord.
In the disc piece section.
Well, the disc piece section, by the way, only for Patreon subscribers, but anyone could join our Discord at discord.gg/One Piece Podcast. Or discord.com/gg/one. One of those. You'll figure it out. Or the link is on our website. Let's do a lightning round of Blue Skypea, because it is late. You might be listening to this at an early time, but you have to trust us that it was late while we were recording.
It's later than you think.
I know I lied earlier, but trust me now. Let's do these fast. Ice Fisher Tenacity, a question for Stephen Paul, if present. He is.
Oh boy.
Oh, was that the question? Regarding Roger's attack, rampaging spirit, did you also consider continuing the alliteration motif as seen with divine departure, like storming spirit or stomping spirit? Stomping.
Oh, interesting. No, I didn't. I was more just like, okay, what's because yes, it is true that what is it? A rampaging spirit was, God, what was it? It was like I forget what it was in the vein of Roger and Shanks's like divine departure, where it's kind of like something that comes from like really old Shinto stuff. It just refers to a certain kind of soul that is very violent and wild. No, I didn't think about making it alliterative, although that would have been fun. Maybe I was just kind of like, let me just get the definition across.
Okay, there's still the volume
and make it sound cool.
Yeah. This one comes from the Barbiter. This is a question I don't know the context of at all, so enjoy me trying to pronounce these. Hey OPP, since I'm in the company of Monster Hunter and One Piece fans, are we? Is that no?
Not me.
Then we will move on. We'll bring that back later. Perfect. I won't have to pronounce this.
What were they expecting?
I don't know. Someone on the balcony.
Someone who likes culture, I guess.
Yeah. Looks like a fish said, "Hey OPP, how does Loki know about all these conversations and events he wasn't there for? It's his flashback, right?" Good point. Good point.
I think we found the answer to that one already.
Oh yeah, that Gabon keeps cutting in.
What, did someone watch Morty's Mind Blowers in the last couple of weeks?
Alex, not our Alex, but Ace Stars, says, loving the second coming of an Odin-style flashback. That is what this is.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Almost 200 chapters later. Are you serious? How old am I right now? Speaking of 200 chapters ago, we first learned about God Valley then.
Mm-hmm.
So my question for all of you, before we hopefully get it, what do you think happened that day to make rocks die and disappear from history? Well, we don't know if both of those things are synonymous, but yes.
I'm gonna guess he got killed.
There you go.
Probably.
That is what we get with rapid style questions. Patrick, or Trick the TM, longtime questioner, I know. Re-asking, since it was skipped a few weeks ago, this week's chapter also made me circle back to it. Do you think the legendary devil fruit that Loki ate is the sound fruit to be the thunder to Eneru's lightning? It would be the way Loki could awaken the frozen giants wherever they are.
Interesting. That's really interesting because not that this negates the possibility that it is specifically the sound fruit, but Eneru's fruit, the Goro fruit, is like the rumble fruit, so it is specifically referring to the sound of thunder already. But I do like that idea that it is just the sound fruit in particular. That would be interesting. But I don't know.
Cool. Yeah.
I don't know if we've seen anything that would like be the hint. Like usually Oda likes to give us little hints of stuff like that. But I don't know.
Yeah, his teeth aren't like piano keys.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
That would be way more cool, in my opinion.
Yeah, I haven't given like a single thought to what fruit Loki has, because like when it comes to One Piece, I personally don't like to make theories and like guesses for myself. I'm just along for the ride because I have no idea what to expect every chapter. So there's no use in me trying to guess because I'm not going to get it right. So I'll just wait and see what happens.
Yeah, well, that's a good idea, Chris. And I have an advice for you: don't do a weekly podcast about One Piece where people ask you what they think the fruits are going to be every single week.
All right, I'll take that off my list.
Yeah,
You know, people have been telling me that for a long time, but
I think he ate the Odin's ghost fruit.
yeah,
oh God.
that's a good
Okay,
one.
that's that. Let's round off the show.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Zach needs the voice fruit.
Yeah, sorry, it died right there. From
Yeah,
talking.
that was the time. Time's up.
I guess we're done. This has been the One Piece Podcast, episode 879 for August 4th. Thank you all so much for coming on. Chris, please thank your friend for us, the anonymous Jakardan.
Will do.
And seriously, really interesting and thought-provoking discussion and news over there. And I hope everyone stays safe and there's lots of freedom and happiness over there in the near term and the long term. Chris, where could people find you?
On Blue Sky and Instagram, I am at Kris Dobbins Art. I always have commissions open if anybody wants to commission me for any kind of art. The main thing I have to plug is it should be out late September. I did the B cover for the upcoming Sonic the Hedgehog IDW special, the 30th anniversary of the Chaotix, written by Daniel Barnes. So if you like Scrapnik Island, you're going to be getting more of that kind of writing, which I love. But yeah, I did the B cover. It is up for pre-order if you want to stop by your local comic shop. And it's supposed to be out at the end of September. I don't know if IDW or anybody's going to delay it, but pick it up if you can.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you so much for coming on. It was great having you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, especially since you and Mike shared a balcony. Mike,
We
where can
did.
people
True.
find you?
I'm usually out on the balcony looking out over the city. But if you're looking for me online, you could find me on Blue Sky at patentpending.bluesky, whatever that is. And on Instagram at patent_pending. A lot of my art there is from the podcast Domance Dawn, where I do most of the cover art. You know who else does cover art for that show? Kris Dobbins.
Oh yeah, I do some.
So yeah, so if you go and follow our accounts, you could see almost all of the Domance Dawn art. That is a Simpsons One Piece podcast, and once I log off, I gotta go do tomorrow's cover. Most recently, I did animation and a music video for Nick Let's Go. The song is called All on Red. It was a very fun project. I have a couple seconds of animation in it, and you should go check it out. It was a cool one. I don't think I have anything else to promote. I think we're good.
Steven,
no good posts.
Damn it. Steven, do you have anything good to promote?
You can see all my good posts on Blue Sky at stephenpaul.bsky.social. And in the meantime, you can still read One Piece, of course, and Akane Banashi, both coming back in 2 weeks. There's kind of a cool there's some smoke going on around Akane Banashi, so keep your eyes peeled for news about that. And also, as I mentioned in the intro, Shoha Shoten, little monthly series that I worked on for several years, with art by Takeshi Obata, guy from Death Note. Everybody loves his art. Fun series about stand-up comedy that just ended, and there's like 11 volumes worth of material, and I really had fun working on it. It was way better than I thought it was going to be, and I would be delighted if you go and read the whole thing. Is out now on the the Viz app, the Shonen Jump subscriptions, and so on, or you can go get the volumes. I'll have something new eventually later in the year to replace that in my schedule. But for now, go check out Shoha Shoten.
And there's no chapter limit anymore. Sorry, go ahead, Chris.
Yes, that's right. Daily limits are gone.
Steven, I just want to say I love Akane Banashi, and your work in it is very good.
Oh, thank you very much.
I agree.
Yeah, it's a great series.
I am looking forward to hopefully. I obviously don't know anything. Hopefully seeing more Akane Banashi out there, just generally, because it's a great series. Steven does a very good job on it. Please read it if you haven't. Steve, where can people find you?
You go to my website, steveyurko.com. Follow me on socials where you can see my minimal posts. And you can find me at the Artist Alley in Anime NYC. That's later this month in August. And yeah, that's it.
You say ProCD Plays Games?
Oh yeah, you can listen to me on ProCD Plays Games.
No, I've just been enjoying your current playthrough, and I wasn't like, I know nothing about that game.
I caught a little bit of the Donald Duck game you guys were playing.
Of course you did.
Now, Zach, I will say I did read that issue of Nintendo Power a lot.
Mike, nothing you say surprises
How quackers?
It was pretty. It was a little quackers, not as much as I was hoping.
What Donald Duck game?
Yeah.
Donald Duck going quackers.
Oh, okay, I don't know that game.
Yeah.
You were Chris was more of a Maui Mallard.
Yo, my work has Maui Mallard on SNES. I might buy it. I might buy it.
Pick it up. I've been playing it a lot.
Do
lately.
people say SNES?
Yes.
SNES?
Some people say that.
I've never heard that before.
It's a regional dialect.
Utica. Yeah.
Chris, you should play it only because Donald Duck is dressed like our friend Diego throughout most of it.
Okay, you know what? I probably will.
Okay, you could follow us at OnePiecePodcast.com or anywhere you get your podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Please follow us on YouTube at youtube.com/OnePiecePodcast. I think I may have finally figured out how to do that 24/7 stream thing that I've been trying to do for like 3 years. So hopefully we'll have that. Keep an eye out.
Oh, let's talk about that. We were supposed to talk about that.
Yeah, no, you're fine, Mike.
Okay.
I had for the first time in weeks a little free time today, and that's how I chose to spend it. Problems. Anyway,
let's talk more because I do actually have some stuff to say about that.
Okay.
Off air.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. We'll do it off air. It'll be about a balcony, I assume. You can check us out, patreon.com/OnePiecePodcast. Or any of our social medias. Blue Sky is at onepiecepodcast.com and the rest. And Instagram.com/OnePiecePodcast. And that's just about it. Next week, can I say what we'll be doing, Steven? Or
we should be doing an SGS with me and Greg. Greg is on summer vacation. Like this is, it is the reason it's a double. Yeah, the reason it's a double issue is because of the Obon period in Japan. So they traditionally have one of the 4 combined issues at this time of year. So Greg is on summer vacation, so we might be recording at a different time. In fact, we might be recording like 24 hours after this. So like if you want to ask a question, ask it immediately, like as soon as you hear this on the podcast.
If you're listening to this, it's too late.
It might be, depending on when you listen to it. But if you want to send in your SGS questions to me or Greg, please do promptly. And hopefully we will have enough. But, we always find stuff to talk about.
By the way, if you want to get those questions in and be sure that they do answer them at some point, make sure to send them in with your Patreon subscription, much like this piece.
Yes, we have a special SGS channel for Patreon subscribers. You can also use the hashtag SGS Sensei. I usually look on both Blue Sky and Twitter just to see if we get anything.
Okay, sounds good. That'll do it for the One Piece podcast. Thank you all so much. Very fun episode. A lot of whiplash, but we made it through. Now let's all go out on the balcony and say goodbye, everyone.
I'm already out. Goodbye, everyone.
See ya.
Goodbye.
Wow, look at that view.
Wow, 2 weeks in a row. Zach does not remember how to close the show.
No, I'm doing different things. I'm changing things up because we're on a balcony now, and we're looking out at beautiful Los Angeles.
You really can see forever, huh?
Yeah. Look, there's the Hollywood sign.
And my name is Steve.
Well, Steve. Maji.
ProCD plays games.
Okay.
.com.
.com.
Quackers.
Do they have a .com? I don't think they have a .com.
Do you have a .com?
You should have a
.com.
.com.
Quackers. Why?